What's good, YouTube? What is the deal? What is the deal this evening? Happy holidays, happy belated Thanksgiving to all the people that are celebrating Thanksgiving or who celebrated Thanksgiving anyway. Happy Thanksgiving to y'all or belated Thanksgiving. Celebrating Thanksgiving or who celebrated Thanksgiving anyway. Sounding crazy. Hold on. Sounding crazy. Make sure I'm right. No, I ain't do a test. Make sure I was straight. Happy Thanksgiving. All right, testing 1 2 3. Testing 1 2 3. How am I sounding, ladies and gentlemen? All right, I think I'm. All right, I think I'm good. I think I am good, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. My name is CJ, aka the High Value Nurse. Most of this channel is dedicated to nursing. The other half is dedicated to other stuff. But this, ladies and gentlemen, is definitely nurse talk time. You dig? Second of all, let me say, get paid, young nurse, get paid. Get paid, young nurse, get paid. Yes, if you're not getting some money, then I don't know what you're doing. It's 2022. If you're broke in 2022, then 9 times out of 10, probably your fault. 9 times out of 10, I understand there are situations that can happen, but it's probably not that. It's probably not that for most people, y'all. But yeah. So, all right, let's get into it, ladies and gentlemen. You see what we talking about today? Y'all see what we talking about this evening? And we are talking about paper. What's up, Ramsey? What's good, Raquel? What's good, Rickster? I'm feeling great, man. How was y'all Thanksgiving? Did y'all have a good Thanksgiving? Hopefully, all of your families are doing well. Hopefully, y'all doing well. Hopefully, everything was just lovely. And ladies and gentlemen, if you are just joining, please hit that like button for the algorithm. It helps me out a lot. I appreciate it. We're gonna be talking. We're gonna be talking about we're gonna be talking about the money today. I usually don't talk about this too often, but we're going to be talking about the money today. And I have two great articles that I pulled up, and I'm going to pull from each of those articles. And we're talking about ways that nurses can become millionaires. Yes, we are. We are talking about ways nurses can become millionaires. Now, for those of you who don't know, I subscribe to a channel called Nurse to Riches, and it's a man and his wife. They're both nurses, and they both, I believe, one is Dominican, the other one is from the Philippines. His wife is from the Philippines, and they both did their thing to become what they are now. They give good advice on how you should get money and what you should do with your money and all that kind of stuff. So y'all go check them out over there. They do good work. Rickster says, yes, I had a great Thanksgiving. That's great, man. And my family is doing good. Thank you for asking. I'm glad. I'm happy to hear that, boys and girls. I'm really happy to hear that. But before we get into it, what's going on, man? Now, this is a nursing show, okay? Let me see. Hold on. Let me get my music popping. I need to make sure my music is straight. I have a guest that's gonna pop up on at about 8 o'clock. Too. I have a guest, Nurse Roxy. Shout out to Nurse Roxy. She's gonna be popping up at 8 o'clock. But and I need to send her the link. I haven't even sent her the link yet. But yeah, man. I don't know. I don't know. But what's up in the world of I don't know if y'all out there in the YouTube sphere. In the I don't know. I wouldn't consider myself red pill community, but what's going on with Fresh and Fit, man? I don't know, and I know some of my audience probably don't even know who they are. But what's going on with them, man? It seems like a lot of fugazi um activity is going on with those two gentlemen. Hold on, let me make sure the music is straight. Yeah. All right, bet. A lot of fugazi stuff and nurse players. My nursing fellas, man. I know when y'all start getting money, you start taking care of yourself. You start going to the gym. You start looking good. You start to get new attention. I get it, you know. But don't be just out here tricking your money off just to trick your money off. It's these duo of dudes on there who talk all this reckless stuff. And some of the stuff is true, but they talk this stuff about chicks, and meanwhile, they the ones tricking off super sugar baby sites. And not to even bring them up, but I just want to talk to my nurse players out there, to my nursing fellas who may be relatively young, my 18, 19, 20, 21, 22-year-old players that's out there getting that shmoney. A lot of y'all getting paper at a very young age. um, at a very young age. And it can be tempting. Sometimes you can be tempted to trick. And oh yeah, and we back. And we back. And we black. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, my husband decided to get his RN. Shout out to Nurse Jocelyn. Okay. We about to have big money. Okay. All right. Shout out to Nurse Jocelyn and her husband. I ain't knocking that. Y'all done flipped the script, huh? Shout out. Shout out to my sister's keeper in the building. Rickster. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. Yeah, I know them. Well, no, we ain't shouting them out. They two tricks. I don't like them, but I was just using them as an example because see, that's the interesting thing about nursing. Shout out to Miss Renee. That's the interesting thing about nursing. Nursing is so wide and it's so relatable to a lot of things that you can almost throw any scenario out there and you can relate it to nursing. It's a phenomenon, honestly. But I just wanted to talk about tricking because a lot of nursing dudes, when they start to get paper, a lot of y'all tend to get caught up with these chicks. Y'all be seeing these chicks up in the nursing home and the facilities and the hospitals. Some of them be working in dietary. Some of them be working in janitorial, which is cool. Some of them be nurses. Heck, you know what I'm saying? And they know you getting money. They know you getting paper, and you ready to go trick your little check off. Like nah, man, we can't be doing that, bro. I'm not a fan of that. Y'all don't be meeting no chicks on no sugar baby sites looking to get tricked off on. Where do we do that at? And I know I'm rambling right now, but we don't need to be doing that, fellas. Especially my male nurses. Y'all get out here, get your paper. I mean, because when you chase paper, women are going to come. That's just what it is. That is the effect of having money, getting money, staying on your grind. That's gonna come, you know. But it's your job to not be a trick. You dig? It's your job to not be a trick and to blow money. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying don't spend money on women. I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that if you're going to spend money, make sure you are enjoying the money that is spent as well. Not on some you're doing it just to get her. Because it's cool to spend money on having a nice time and having a good time. But just for the sake of impressing her, That's whack. And you tricking at that point. You dig? You tricking. You're tricking. You dig? So I know a lot of y'all get that first nursing paycheck, and half of y'all be ready to blow it at the strip club, and the other half of y'all be ready to trick it off on some little light skinned chick you done met, and or whatever the case may be. Nah, bro, we gotta think better than that. Male nurses have to illustrate the discipline. You dig? And we gonna get into talking about the millionaire stuff in a minute, but I had to bring that up because it's a lot going on with them fellas over there. You know, you getting clout, you become successful. You know, a lot of people are watching you. You're good at your job. A lot of people are viewing you. That kind of attention brings more attention and brings more eyeballs. You dig what I'm saying? And you intrigue the ladies. That's just part of it. You know what I'm saying? And but now you have to watch for people who you have to watch for the women who are dealing with you because of clout or just for the paper versus women who actually like you for you. You know what I'm saying? And I just want to throw that at and ladies, y'all can relate to this too. Let me not just make it about the fellas. Y'all can relate to this too because a lot of y'all become nurses and y'all dudes be laid up at home and don't work, and he driving your car and he dropping you off at work, and don't have a job and you supporting them. Now I know some women do that on purpose for a reason, and this one is not for you. But for the ones who don't know no better, no, that ain't cool. You know, it's not cool. That's not cool. What's the difference in tricking and getting the escort? I'm not trying to spear off, but when dudes get an escort, it's usually just a one-time thing, and that's it. Dudes are a man. I mean, that is. I mean, don't get me wrong. That is tricking, but when you tricking off on a woman, you're trying to use that money to gain her respect and her liking you. And that's not the case. When a dude goes and pays for an escort, he's paying for a service. He knows 9 times out of 10, he's not getting anything other than what he came to get. You dig what I'm saying? Dudes be tricking by spending a whole bunch of money on women who don't really want them. And you're trying to get her to like you because of the money that you have. So to me, that is the difference. If somebody's going off to pay an escort some paper, it is, I'm here for a service. You dig what I'm saying? It is what it is. All right, bye. I'm done. Go home. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know. But ladies, if you a nurse out there and you get into that bag, you travel nurse and you getting the money, and don't I mean, I know some of y'all grown. You don't do what you want to do anyway. But ladies, you don't have to get you a dust bucket. You dig? You don't got to get a dust bucket. Get you a man that got something going for himself. Listen, I know some of these dusty dudes be having the swag and in shape and look good and all that kind of stuff. I get it. But there are nice, young, professional dudes who are in shape and all that kind of stuff that got a lot going for them. And you can get that too. You can get that too. You don't have to settle for I don't know, whatever y'all want to call him. You don't have to do that for Hank. You ain't gotta settle for Hank. Get you a nice guy with something going for himself. You dig? I mean, cause how that look? Let's really sit here and think about that for a second. How does that look? Ladies, you a nurse, you popping, you taking care of your business, you paying your bills, you doing everything that you gotta do. But when they look over to your left, the whole world know your man is a bum. A bum. Now, how that look? And I'm not a hater, but how does that look? You can't even go to certain places with certain people and y'all engage in conversations because you so embarrassed about what he do for a living. Huh? You feel me? Because what he does for a living is a mystery to you and him. So I'm just saying, like, Yeah, I see this all the time. Like, I see women who are very smart, intelligent, beautiful, taking care of dudes that have nothing going for them other than looks and sex. And let's keep it real. That gets old after a while. Looks will eventually fade and sex will eventually get old. You there? I mean, at some point, listen, being a nurse is back-breaking work. It's back-breaking work, and you don't want to do this forever. Huh? So how a man, so how you laid up with a man, you done put in the time and the energy to get your education. You don't put in the time and the energy to get your education to do what you need to do. And your man over here is a professional couch sitter. What does that look like? It's a mystery. You dig? Let me see. Renee say, or just for the meal. Miss Mock say, my sister is a nurse practitioner and her husband has a oh Lord. And her husband has a business in quotations and doesn't make any money. And she's all the bills. She pays all the bills. And now she's about to divorce him because he's a leech. 3 years. And listen, I know there are unique situations that apply to different people. Maybe they were married and she became a nurse, right? And all right, hold on. And things just happen. I don't know. But let me tell you something, fellas, to the ones who may not be a nurse or whatever, or who may not be getting money. Let me tell you something. It's only so long a woman is going to put up with taking care of a man, especially once she start getting around other men that are better than you. I'm going to just keep it real. I'm going to keep it real. When you are doing absolutely nothing, and she, hold on 1 second, y'all. When she finally get around, get this out the background. She finally get around dudes, you know, that can do something, you know, that's nice looking, that can take her somewhere, show her a good time. And she got her own money. He ain't worried about her money though. That's bound to happen. And that's when it all get out of control. You dig? Yeah, I'm sorry that your sister's going through a divorce, but eventually it was gonna happen. Rickson says sometimes most women like to date guys that has nothing going for themselves, and they think that they could change him or fix him so that he would treat them better. Ladies, is that it? To my lady nurses that's putting up with that, do you think that you're gonna change him by your hustle? Your hustle is motivating him? Is that what you think? Because let me tell you something right now. If you have to motivate a grown man to get up and get it, then he ain't the one for you. If you out here grinding harder than him, then he ain't the one for you. And I'm not no relationship guru by any means. I don't give no advice. I'm just saying because I see it happen to my sisters in nursing all the time. And then I hear it at work. I know this because I hear this all the time. I know this because I hear this. See, it's one thing. Like I said, if you really want to know, I don't know what it is about the nursing home that just make women just put all their feelings out there, especially on the night shift. But when women get on that night shift and really start talking and saying how they feel, bruh, you will find out a lot. And I'm here to tell you, it's so many married nurses that are miserable. All that, we in this together, and listen, are miserable. I know this for a fact. I hear it almost every night. When these nurses are going in here at work and don't know how they gonna get their bills paid because they worried about the vaccine shot and they man can't take care of them, or if something happens to her income, they're done. I hear it all the time. I know. Yep, 3 years of it. And all these nurses / doctors at her job are single. And she is tired of her leech husband. And she is ready to be with someone successful who she can build with. And fellas, that goes for you too, fellas. Because ladies, let me tell you something. A lot of y'all ladies, man, my girl read me a post. And I wish she could send that to me. Dee, if you're watching, please send me that post where the lady was like, where the dude was like, she think we really gonna be together. She one job away from me, from her being on the streets. Let me tell you something. I know a lot of y'all women think that y'all got the best nana in the world. Okay, I know a lot of y'all think that. A lot of y'all think that y'all got nani. Shout out to Uncle Worm Wills. A lot of y'all think y'all nani is made out of gold and he ain't going nowhere. A lot of y'all have no idea how close you are to being on the street. You are one job away from him upgrading your ass, okay? Y'all have no idea how close y'all are. So I'm just saying, if you a woman and you a leech as well, and you don't have nothing to bring, and I hate saying this bring to the table crap, because a lot of y'all using it and taking it in the wrong way. But if you a woman and all you got to bring is your coochie, and you got a young brother who in nursing school around a bunch of other nurses who grinding, who feel like him, and all you want to do is take, and don't want to give nothing, and he going to school, he getting himself right, getting in shape. Listen, you have no idea. It goes both ways. You man, I think when she read me that post, I was dead. That brother or whoever he was said, she think we gonna be together forever. As soon as I get my job, I'm out. Yeah. I'm keeping it 100. I'm keeping it real. Like y'all gotta understand, man. It's a cold game out here. So I know I went from tricking to this. Hold on, let me see. Shout out to Aaron. Aaron says, I am 24, graduated with my BSN, and been a travel nurse, and just bought a new Benz and moved into my first house due to COVID. And my BF is so jealous because he works at CVS as a manager. I hear stories like Aaron's almost every day. Okay? And shout out to Aaron. But I hear these stories almost every day from women. Okay? He's upset that I will not give him money, but I told him he should elevate his life and go back to school. I can't take care of a man. I'm young. Ladies. But here's the thing though, Aaron. Was he always like that when you got with him? Was he a bum when you got with him? Because again, your hustle and your motivation cannot turn him into something that he's not. He has to want to be that on his own. There's nothing you can do about that. And I'm going to tell you something else. You probably want to leave that situation ASAP. You 24 years old, you're a travel nurse, you just bought a Benz in a house. You don't want no leeching ass man up on you under there like that. He'll get you robbed. Better stop playing. You did? We'll get you robbed. You don't want to deal with no dude like that. And I'm not saying there's nothing wrong. And let me slow down. Let me slow the hell down. I'm tripping. Because you said manager at CVS. It's nothing wrong with being a manager at CVS. Okay? Let me slow down. I'm gonna slow all the way down. There's nothing wrong. And I'm thinking in my head, I'm thinking he was something else. He's a manager at CVS. There's nothing wrong with that. But this is where hypergamy kicks in. Let me tell Nurse Roxy. I'm live. I sent it to your IG. But yeah. Let me slow down. There's nothing wrong being a manager at CVS. Okay. But this is hypergamy at its finest. And for those of you who are not aware of what hypergamy is the want for more. You dig what I'm saying? It is difficult, especially her being that young, right? Especially her being that young. It's nothing wrong with being a manager. However, nothing wrong with being a manager. However, do not mean why I am not giving him 8K. I am not giving him the 8K that I'm bringing in. He dropped out of college when we were in college together. Now he see that I have a new car and house, and now he wants to stay at my house 24/7. Like, you are not moving in. Yeah. Brandon says, send me a link. I'm going to send you a link in a minute, bro. Send you a link in a minute. Yeah. Ladies, you got to choose wisely. Especially to all my ladies that's hustling. The ones that's hustling and working. I'm going to tell you something right now. He don't have the right attitude. There's nothing wrong with being a manager at CVS, but he doesn't have the right attitude. I'm not finna ask no chick for money, and I don't want to live in a woman's house, right? I don't live with a woman. Either we do this together, or you can come to my crib. But I don't move in with no woman, and that's not to be disrespectful, but to me, that's not how things are supposed to work. You dig? His attitude is wrong. There's nothing wrong with being a manager at CVS, but his attitude is jacked up. It's jacked up. You feel me? If it was me, I wouldn't care. Like, I don't care if my chick hit the lottery tomorrow. I ain't gonna stop working. I'm not gonna stop working. I don't care if she hit the lottery tomorrow and become a millionaire overnight. I ain't finna stop. Yeah. Oh, so she just sent it to me. I'm about to. Let me see if I can send this to my thing and pull it up. Dang. Okay. Let me see. Hold on, I'm about to pull something up. It's a post, but I just want to show y'all the post to show y'all how serious this is. Like, for real. I want to show y'all how serious this is. Danny said, what if she owned her house? You still not moving in. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not moving in with no woman. Whether we gonna have to figure it out, or maybe this ain't it. You did? Let me see. I'm gonna send it to myself so y'all can see it. But yeah, it's serious out here. A lot of y'all are just placeholders, men and women. That's real talk. A lot of y'all are placeholders. Hold on, y'all. I'm getting this as I talk to y'all. Shout out to my producer, Didi. Y'all go over to the Traveling Heartbeats, by the way. We got a new video. After y'all watch this, we got a new video out. Woo! Yo, Hold on, y'all. Stop the presses. Oh, she sent it to me on Facebook too. Yo, I'm about to hold on. Y'all gotta see this. Um, y'all gotta see this. Stop the presses. Let me make sure she sent it. Hold on, cause I gotta share this. I have to share this. Let me see. All right, let me see. I'm about to share it with y'all. A lot of y'all is placeholders, bro. It's just, it's crazy. This is insane, bro. It is hilarious. Yo, so check this out. Can y'all see that? What's up, Nurse Roxy? I'm about to bring you in 1 second. I'm gonna bring you in 1 second. Can y'all see that? This is a dude. This is how some people think for real. Like, and that's what I'm saying. Like, if you know you ain't bringing, I'm gonna say it. If you know you're not bringing anything to the table and you dealing with somebody who is on the grind, on a mission, wouldn't it behoove you to do everything you can to play your part? So even if things don't work out, you can honestly say, well, you know what? I did everything I was supposed to do as a man or as a woman. I did everything I was supposed to do. And but this is how some cats really think, though. It is what it is. Like, I can't believe my girlfriend really think that I'm gonna marry her and we'll live happily ever after. Soon as I get a decent job, I'm gonna leave her and start dating my types. That be what it is, though. That's what it be. That's what it be sometimes, right? That's what it be, and it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate, but comes with territory sometimes. That's why you gotta do. You gotta know. You gotta know. Hold on. Let me see. He also said, if my girl could leave me for a guy who's well established and appreciates her more than I do, I would gladly accept and never hold her hostage just because she's been with me through thick and thin. Mm-mm-mm. This entitlement over people's lives is the reason people resort to violent behavior. Does he have a point? Does he have a point? We still gonna get to the millionaire talk. We monologuing. Brandon, I'm gonna text you the link in a minute. Let me bring up Nurse Roxy. Nurse Roxy, what's going on? You muted. You gotta unmute yourself one more
Yep.
time.
Hi, how are you?
What's going on?
I'm here.
What's going on?
Uh,
What's going on?
yeah, post Thanksgiving.
I'm about to talk about this article about how nurses can become millionaires, but I kind of got off into a little tangent though. Um, I was talking about. I originally started talking about a couple gentlemen who are known tricks, and I was trying to tell the fellas that are nurses not to be out here tricking when they
Mm-hmm.
start making their nurse money.
Mm-hmm.
So, with that being said, my producer, aka my lady, sent me a post,
Mm-hmm.
and I was talking about how some people are placeholders.
Okay.
And this man made a post. He made a post and he said, my girl really thinks that I'm gonna be with her until forever. He said, as soon as I get the job, I'm about to date the women I want to date. And so I would think that for a man to say something like that, I think either two things. Either for real, he just ain't nothing, or his attitude is jacked up, or she's not doing what she's supposed to do to support that guy while he's on his mission. What do you think about that?
Definitely. I mean, to me, it's pretty obvious. If
Mm,
he is thinking that he is going to plan B her, like, or
mm,
she is already it's not that he's planning on plan being her. He already has in his mind that he can do better. So
mm.
if he knows he can do better, as soon as he gets the opportunity, that's pretty much what he's saying. As soon as he gets the opportunity to do better, he's gonna go do better.
Woo. Mm-mm. Now, to be fair, because the man who said this, would it be fair to say women do this all the time?
I'll say yes. I mean, I know that I know some women who just a different salary.
Mm.
They're cutting certain men out. Just
Whew.
can
Mm,
they
mm,
not responding to text messages? Shit. Excuse my language. A
you
woman
good?
could move to a different. I'm frozen there. There you go. A woman could move to a different location and
Mm.
start switching her pitch.
Whew. Lord have mercy. Boy, it's
Yeah.
hard out here. It's hard out here.
Oh,
I'm
it's
trying
very hard out here.
I'm trying to read the other posts. There's like three of them he made. Oh, well,
Mhm,
I'll just read you this. He said, if my girl could leave me for a guy who's well established and appreciates her more than I do, I would
mhm.
gladly accept and never hold her hostage just because she's been with me through thick and thin. This entitlement over people's lives is the reason people resort to violent behavior. What do you think of that statement?
Well, I think anytime you put yourself in a situation where you are not self-reliant, and you're depending too much on that other person, I think you're going to put yourself in a situation where you can um it's a very vulnerable spot. I mean, sometimes we may put ourselves in those situations without even knowing that that's what we're doing.
Uh-huh.
Um I know some women who just out of sheer desperation, some women believe that there's such a shortage of men that they believe that they have to resort to that kind of behavior.
Is it really that shortage of men though? Do you think, or is it just some of these women are not willing to give the average guy a shot?
Well, we know from high school. We've seen this behavior since high school, where you see some of the guys who are the same age as some of these young ladies, high schoolers, right? They
Mm,
don't want to date the high schooler. They don't want to date the guy that's their age. They want to date the drug dealer hanging out in the corner, who's in a very weird way. And I
mm,
noticed I had to deal with this myself,
mm.
wondering like, why is this guy standing outside of a high school? But
Right.
in your mind, when you're like 14, 15 years old, and you know that this guy is, he has resources, he has money, you know, you may look at it as be more flattered by it,
Mm,
right? But again, it does speak to a certain maturity level and level of experience in relationships.
mm.
Some people just really lack that. They don't really even see the signs when that is looming,
Right.
you know.
Okay.
Mhm,
Well, I and the whole point of me talking about that was because
mhm.
I didn't want, like, I was trying to warn dudes not to become a huge trick when they start making that kind of money, especially to like my younger cats, because
Well,
some of
can I
them
ask you a question? Could you This is not the first time I heard you use that term. Can
trick.
you please yes,
Uh,
please enlighten me.
okay, a trick is somebody who pays women or does things for women, um, for her attention and to gain her acceptance, her likeness. You know what I'm saying? That's a trick. No, well, originally a trick is somebody who pays for sex, but that
Mhm.
term branches off into different things. Trick is synonymous with simp. Are you familiar with that term?
Okay, right. I was about to say simp. That does sound like that's what you're describing as simp. Okay.
Right, right. Trick.
Mhm,
People use the terms interchangeably, but I mean it's pretty
mhm.
much synonymous with simp.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, I'm sure men have tricked off their money on you before. Um,
Yeah, and it's funny because you actually don't have respect for them, because in your mind you think to yourself like, well, you are most likely doing this because you have low self-esteem.
can you say that one more time, please? One
So
more
for
time.
me at least, I see that as a sign of low self-esteem.
Okay.
Now, don't get me wrong. There are people who are in relationships where, um, oh, okay, good question there. There are people who are, in relationships and they care about that significant other and they want to, you know, peel out on them. They want to spend that money. But I do feel like depending on where you're at in that relationship, if you start out doing that, I think that it pretty much you're pretty much showing your cards in the beginning. You're showing what you're working with. So if you feel like you have to lead with gifts and money and like, oh, I can buy you this, you're creating the tone for the rest of the relationship.
Mm.
So what are you like, right. So then the expectations are going to be the things are expected to go up. She's not going to have expectations that you're going to start changing. She's going to want more and more and more and more, be like a drug almost.
It's called hypergamy. Ladies and gentlemen, you're hearing it out the word of a woman's mouth who's very honest and transparent, and I
I
appreciate that.
try.
Um, Fellas, when you start making that nurse paper, don't become no trick. You don't have to be a trick. Just the fact that you
Mhm.
grinding so hard and you working hard and you are chasing money and a woman is not your main focus, that is gonna draw a woman's attention anyway. Am I lying, Nurse
That
Roxy?
is very true.
Okay. Because I hear women all the time at work. Um, all women all the time saying how they married wrong. I've had women personally tell me they married wrong because their husbands are bums and losers and can't
Wow.
take them nowhere and don't do anything for them. I've been on the phone with my lady and she's heard these things and she's just like, wow, and everything like that. And I just
Wow.
it's a sad situation.
Hmm.
Um, but that's hypergamy 101. I'm trying to wait for my homie to come in because I want him to chime in
Hmm.
on this part. I sent him the link,
Sure.
but the topic for tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be talking about how nurses can become millionaires. And I pulled up some articles and I was going to discuss them with the
Hmm.
panel. Um,
Yeah.
I wasn't going to have a big panel,
Okay.
but I just thought it was interesting because I really wanted to talk about that tricking part because I know I've seen a lot of male nurses do that stuff. As soon as they get their paycheck, they go straight to the strip club and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just like, man, you don't have to do that type of stuff, bro. Like, I don't know. I don't know. If you had a son, I don't know if you got kids or not, but
I
um,
have a son.
okay,
One.
you got a
Hmm.
son. What advice would you tell him if he decided to become a nurse? 22, 23 years old. He has his BSN. He's making a
Hmm.
lot of money. What
Hmm.
advice would you give him when he's dealing with females? What would you say?
So the first thing I would say is always, and this is the advice I give my nephews. Of course, my son is a toddler. So in time, God willing,
Mhm.
I'm still here.
Right, right.
Right, I'll be giving him his advice. But this is advice I give to my male cousins, especially. I don't really stress it too much with my female cousins, younger ones especially, but really with the younger male because of that whole issue around tricking. Because we have, without me going on a tangent, we do live in a society that is, especially within the black community, that's kind of pushing this whole city girl mentality. So you have a lot of
Mm.
young women who think that their relationships, the strength of their relationships, the substance of their relationship is based on how many uh, you know things that they can get out. Because I was going to say the word resources, but I don't even know if I'm going to say that because that would be that
A lot of
that
these
would
chicks want
suggest
Birkin
very good thing
bags,
about it. That's exactly like just
Birkins,
some
and all that
trinkets,
kind of stuff. Yeah, yeah.
right? So I find that is, um, but a big issue. But the advice that I always give them is make sure that you're with someone who is also ambitious, and I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to be very transparent.
Did you before you start? Not to cut you off, but did you hear
Hmm.
about the? Did you see the young lady Aaron's comment where she said that
Hmm.
she is a travel nurse? She's 24 years old. She has her BSN, and she's making good money. She has,
Hmm.
she's getting about. I think she said like 8K a week or something like that. She has a new house, and she just bought a Benz.
Oh,
Her
good.
man is a manager. I know she doing the damn thing. And
Hmm.
her man is a manager at CVS. Um, yeah, her man is a manager at CVS, and I said earlier, there's nothing wrong being a manager at
Hmm.
CVS. Um,
Nope.
but she said he's not ambitious enough. He's not ambitious enough for her.
Right.
So
That
I
makes
was
sense.
gonna That's go ahead and make your point you were about to make. I thought that was interesting. Go ahead.
So for me, I think it's important for you to be around somebody who's ambitious in
Mhm.
general, your circle, especially when you start to get like real money, right? So when you hit that first 80K, especially when you're a nurse, you start realizing, okay, I can really do something with this money, because 80K is a nice little cushiony spot where you realize like, okay, if I take care of my bills, if I, this is a comfortable place, and that's when you start really spending that money that you may not need to spend. So that's probably when you're at the restaurants, out with your friend, your whoever you're dating, and you may be the person that feels like, oh, I can cover the bill, especially if you're with people who are not making that same kind of money. And you could even be with people who are making that same kind of money. That is enough money that you can start those bad behaviors. But the advice that I like to give, um, my nephews, and also the advice I would give this young lady: make sure that the person that you're with is someone who you respect, who
Mm,
you will not question.
mhm,
If you feel that your increase in money or your accomplishments is putting this person in a position where you're going to start questioning them and doubting your relationship, it does say something about your maturity that you would be with somebody and think that way about them. But I think it also is an indicator of this relationship probably really being, maybe not having the solid foundation, not as solid of a foundation as you probably think you have. Because that's pretty, I mean, just think about it. You're with someone, they're working at a job that you have doubts about their ambition because of the work they do, and you're with them. Okay. So first question, why are you with someone if that's not what you're looking for? Some women, I know some women who, even when they were in the prime of their lives, they had this attitude that, oh, I have a master's degree and I can take care of myself, or I have this education, I can take care of myself, or I'm making X, Y, and Z about of money, and it doesn't matter what this guy does. And but then when they start dating that guy, they start acting like a mammy. They're running
mm,
the yard. They're bossing this man around. They're telling him what to do. And again, it's because that lack of respect. So then
mm.
anytime anything he's doing that you deem is not productive, then you feel like you can be disrespectful to him. And I don't think that's fair to that young man, because somebody is probably going to be looking at him and say, I don't mind what he does. And or maybe that could be a woman who's making as much as he's making, maybe more, maybe less, usually less. That would probably be okay with it. But if you feel that your increase in income or your success or your accomplishments is now making you doubt or question the future of that relationship with this person you feel like is an underachiever, because that's the issue. You
Mm,
think that person is an underachiever,
mm,
then why continue with it?
mm,
I don't even encourage, especially like when young men are in college, my young cousins and nephews, I tell them, make sure that you are spending time with young ladies who are going places.
mm.
Yeah.
And that's a good point that you bring up, Brandon. I'm about to bring you up in a second. What advice would you give to so like if you see a man who's on his grind
Mhm.
and a woman that he's with is just not up to par. Like she's not doing anything to complement his grind.
Mhm.
What do you think is going to happen? Do you especially if he's like a nurse? Let's just say a nurse cuz I'm a nurse,
Mhm.
you know what I'm saying? And what if you got a young man who's a nurse, who's
Mhm.
grinding, a woman, some of these women who think that, what's between their legs is the best thing on earth.
Mhm.
And what would you say to that? What do you think about that? Especially if he's a decent looking guy, he's on his purpose, he's on his grind. What would you say to the woman who think that hers is made of gold and he ain't going nowhere?
Make sure that if you feel that he's not going anywhere, and that you have it, what's between your legs is just so rare that he can't find it anywhere else. um you're gonna have to be up in that phone. You're gonna have to really, because the truth about the matter is, if you start disrespecting this man, unless you are, and I've seen women do this, where they make a man feel so, like, so low that that man doesn't even feel like he would talk to somebody else. Some women feel like that is an actual strategy,
Mm,
right? So I would just say just be very mindful, because if the day that you're slipping and you're choosing to be disrespectful and some other woman pulls up on him and he's just getting the better conversation, could be shit, it could be somebody at work who's pulling up with the lunch, you know,
Mm.
his favorite little meal. He's like connecting with that person. You know how the work wife situation goes. Those things, those
Whew,
emotional relationships are very dangerous.
man, that's
If I can
crazy.
come to you, and I'm sure as a male nurse, you deal with a lot of that. Women coming to you with their issues.
Yeah, I mean, I hear it all the time. I hear it
Right.
all the time about how they chose wrong and all that kind of stuff. I hear it and I see it every day. So that's what
My
I'm saying.
advice would be to that woman though, please don't get pregnant.
Yeah.
Just
Whoa.
don't get pregnant.
Uh-oh.
Do what you
This
gotta do.
and shout out to Nurse Brandon who just joined on the panel.
Hey
Um,
Brandon.
Hello, how you
we
doing?
appreciate
How
you
you doing?
attending. Check this out. She said, let's not forget giving your man your debit card before going to dinner and acting like he's paying for it, knowing it's my money. Sad.
Hmm.
Woo! Yeah, what do you think about that?
Well, some women, and especially if you're raised in a household where you're getting messages like that from the women in your family or your mother in particular, who's telling you that this is okay behavior, where you actually feel like you have to build this man up. I don't particularly, I'll tell you this, I don't see nothing, I don't see a problem with a woman giving a man money if they are, it depends on the stage of the relationship. I do, I am going to, this is going to sound a bit controversial. I I think I think that society judges women more giving their money to a man than the opposite, right? But if you're giving your credit, if you're giving your debit card to him so it can look like he's paying, well, who are you proving this point to, yourself or people who onlookers? Like, I don't know. Like, to me, I would be more so concerned about the fact that you feel like you have to make him look good.
I
Like,
don't
if you're
think
just gonna give it to him, then just give it to him and not care. Like, I don't know.
I don't
That question is weird.
yeah, I don't think she's gonna be with him too much longer. If she gotta do all that, and I'm not saying, like I said, I'm not saying crap on the guys who maybe don't have the ability to do what she's doing. And like I said, she's in a rare percentage of women. There are not there are oh no, I'm broke. I'm broke. He said the high value nurse be bought. I'm broke as a joke. I'm on food stamps, all that stuff. Don't be counting my pockets. um, but yeah, I think she's gonna leave him soon. Cause I just feel like it's like I said, there's nothing wrong with working a kind of job, but she clearly wants somebody on her level or above. So
And
yeah,
the struggle is real too. I mean, think about how hard it is for you to actually study and dedicate the time to be successful as a student.
yeah.
And if you're studying and you don't see a person also studying like that, if you've accomplished something and you're waiting to see that person meet you, like somewhere down that road, like, okay, well, what's your next move? Oh, I'm cool. I'm doing working a security job. I'm good with that.
Mm.
That can be an issue just because you know what you've invested in your own, in your own life.
Nurse Brandon, and you've been listening. What do
Yeah, I've
you
been
think?
listening.
What do you think of the discussion going on so far? So many ladies having an issue with dealing with men who are leeches. We just had one young lady who said that her sister's a nurse practitioner. Her man is a leech. They're getting a divorce. They were together for 3 years.
Mhm.
This lady, Aaron, saying that her man is a manager at CVS and he don't have enough money for the bill when they go out to dinner. Like, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, I think it depends on the stage in your life you're in. How old is the girl, Aaron? Did she say she was?
She's 24. She's a travel nurse. She's saying she just bought a brand new house, new Benz, and I think she said she's getting like 8K a week, something like that.
Yeah, so I would just tell her like, she's in a rare time in history. Like at
Rare.
24, not listen. Most men don't develop or mature till they get 30 anyway. Like in a realistic standpoint, until they get closer to 30, most 24-year-olds can't make eight. Matter of fact, most 30-year-old, 40-year-old people not even making $8,000 a month right now.
A
That's
week.
that's
She's doing that a week.
huh?
She says she making 8K a week.
I know she's spending it. She bought a BMW in the house, but trust me, this ain't gonna be here forever. So if she think that's gonna be her norm, she got another thing coming to her.
That's a good point.
We in a rare space right now. She hit nursing at the perfect time in history. Like if she'd hit nursing 5 years ago, there's no way she would have made $8,000 a week. Nowhere. Doing nothing. Doing I don't know. She could work 7 days a week and still not make $8,000 a week.
Mm-hmm.
So she has to realize where she is in a time and place. And I know she's 24. And I see this with a lot of younger nurses. CJ, we had another group discussion with another nurse who is young, and she started making all this money fresh out of school. And they have to realize that this money not going to be here forever. This is not your baseline. You didn't go to school to make this type of money.
Mm.
You're gonna go from $8,000 a week to $8,000 a month.
Mm.
And that's on the high end. You're not gonna be making $8,000 a month. Let's be real.
Mm. Well, it's a good thing that you here today, because we are at the hour mark. We definitely gonna talk about these articles I ran across, how nurses can become millionaires. But you make a good point.
Right. So, yeah,
5 years ago, it wasn't like this. People wasn't making that kind of money. I mean, they were making good money. You still had nurses making six figures, but 8K a week, that just wasn't it. You know what I'm saying? Not for a bedside nurse. I just, man. Cause see, I'm trying to take up for the brothers, the average earning brothers out there,
did she say how much
because
he made?
I don't know. She never said how much he made, but she said that he's a manager at CVS, and I guess you can Google that and take the average. But
No, but for 24, I think for 24, I mean, they have to make at least $50,000 as a manager. I doubt they're making 20, 30,000.
it said
So
approximately $57,000.
I think that's respectable for a dude 24. If you in school and making
Yeah,
50, I don't know what he's doing, but if you making 57,000 at 24, I mean the average person only make 50,000 a year.
he's
So
27. She said he's 27. She said, and honest, let me see. He doesn't have the money, and we've been together for 3 years, and he is 27. And she said she doesn't have debt. She had a scholarship due to good grades in sports. Shout out, Aaron. Listen, Aaron, you are in the rare breed of
Right.
women 24 years old. You are an anomaly. You're
And
is
if you're
not
talking about sports, I'm assuming that she's probably in pretty good shape.
right. You are in a rare breed. You're 20. Are you, and Aaron, are you black? Because if you're black, you're in an even rarer breed of women, if that's even a word. But
Well, it'd be a word tonight.
right. You're so I don't know. He's 27. He's not 24. But
oh,
yeah, he's 27. So I mean, listen, I don't think $57,000 is horrible. I don't think it's horrible, especially if you don't have any children. You don't have any children. You don't have any major responsibilities. In Michigan, you can live okay off $57,000 a year. You know what I'm saying? Like you can live okay off that. But now they asking him in a comments, is how does he treat you? Well, Nurse Roxy said a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, that if he ain't making a certain amount of money, it ain't even gonna pop off.
Right. I don't care how you treat me. Remember, I agreed to be what is it? One of two. What is it? One of two.
Right. If he had the one of two,
200.
right, that's hilarious. Let me see. My sister's keeper said it seemed like her problem. It seemed like her problem was he wanted her money and was upset that she wouldn't give it to him. Okay. Oh, and she black, and they in Texas.
See, the problem she's going to run into is he's going to be pocket watching on her. That's the problem. Because if she's making more money, there's a lot more responsibilities. And this is my personal theory on this is if the woman is making more money, she's going to be making a lot of decisions without checking in on it with him. If she wants to travel, think about it. If it's your money and you want to get up and travel, you're not going to be having a conversation with somebody about your money. You're just going to be booking flights. if you want to buy certain clothes, you're just going to buy those clothes. Even if he has a problem with what she's wearing, she's going to say it's my money, right?
What you gonna do about it?
So the problem is that she's going to find herself in a situation where she's going to want to um she's not going to have the desire, she's not going to have the interest in checking in with him about things before she does it. So he's going to be on the back burner. I mean, it could be anything as simple as pieces of furniture. She's not going to check in with him. She's just going to do whatever she wants to do because it's her money. And then she's probably going to wonder to him, well, if you don't want me spending my money this way, or if you want to um, have better control, then you're
Oh,
going to have to bring some more money to the table.
oh,
I
she said.
think so.
And she said, "I just came back from St. Thomas, and he has a big problem because he couldn't go do the money." She,
Did I not call it? Okay.
I don't think you even like him, though, Aaron. From what you saying, I don't even think you
But
like.
CJ, you know what's so funny? If the shoe was on the other foot, they'll call him an asshole.
Yeah, but I mean, yeah, you're right, 100%.
But if she do it, it's just like he's not good enough for me.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying? So think about
It's
it.
true.
So imagine CJ, we young, we flying on trips, me telling these chicks, yo, if you can't afford it, you gotta stay home.
Right.
They gonna call us the biggest assholes in the state, in the United
That's true.
States of America. But when they do it, oh, you're not good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I find that funny. You know what I'm saying? When the shoe on the other foot, it don't fit right. It don't fit right.
I just feel like if she liked him, because at this point I don't think she liked him, because there's plenty of women with money who deal with broke dudes and would do anything for them.
But he not broke.
Yeah,
He
true.
make 50
Right,
racks.
and that's what I'm saying. He ain't broke.
Bro,
He ain't.
listen.
Do he have kids, Aaron? Do he got kids? And then on top of that too, she probably travels a lot, and he don't have the schedule like her. That's another thing.
CJ, could we find out if Aaron will be honest enough to let us know if she's ever stepped out on him?
Oh, I mean, you just asked her. I mean, she can hear you. She can hear you.
Yeah.
If she wanna respond, she
She
can.
gonna
I
say
mean,
no. She gonna say no. I've been what you expect her to say? Come on, let's be real. But
everybody
I'm
not
just
as
saying,
transparent as Roxy. Everybody not
but
gonna keep it 100 like Roxy.
let's be real though. If CJ, if you was 27, dating a 24-year-old chick, and you had all the money, and you was flying on trips and leaving her behind, saying if you can't afford it, you gonna have to stay. Everybody gonna call you all kind of names.
Yeah, cheap and everything. But see, I don't think anybody would expect that from a dude, because dudes are looked at to be like, oh,
It's
okay, you
serious.
come with me. Yeah, I don't think anybody would expect that from a
Right.
dude. You know what I'm saying?
I know some dudes that move like that now. I know some dudes that move like that.
Oh yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sure it's a lot of dudes that move like that. But yeah, I mean, if I was him and I was a 26 or 20, I was thinking 27-year-old man making $60,000 a year. I mean, 57, however much he make a year, 50 something $1,000 a year. I think, I mean, if he don't got no money to go to dinner, where y'all eating at? And he don't have no children. She just said he don't have children. So, and she had to switch him the debit card so he could pay. What do he do with his money?
Aaron, did Aaron ignore the question about cheating?
No. She said, I will be honest. I have never cheated, but I have flirted. And I am getting to the point where I am too young to be unhappy
It's
dealing
over.
with this. Yeah, it's done.
Okay. Well,
It's your
you know
time.
what,
Ain't gonna be
Aaron,
time.
my advice would be for you to
Move on.
date somebody else, because it's disrespectful for you to be putting that kind of pressure on this young man too.
And you know what's so funny? You know what's so funny, CJ? She's surrounded by dudes that make as much money as her or even more every day. But her dude make 57,000. Now, how many chicks you know, CJ, are with guys who make 50 and 60, the pookies, and they got nurses next to them single making more than what they make, and they ain't gonna talk to them nurses. They're gonna say all nurses cheat, they're gonna give us all, oh, you make too much. Now you make too much money.
Oh, I'm glad you said that. We're gonna get into the topic in a second. Let me ask Roxy something, because Brandon made a phenomenal point. Do you think some women who make a lot of money subconsciously avoid men who make as much or more than them because of the competition factor?
Yep.
It's funny that you're saying that, because I feel like there are women, and I've seen this too much, especially in nursing, where you have these women who they're dating drug dealers. They're nurses who sacrifice. They're putting their license at risk, and they are dating drug dealers because when it comes down to it, for them, it's like, well, this is my hustle, and he has his hustle. But I'll say this, and I'm saying drug dealer, and I want to be careful because I'm saying a successful one, not just let's be clear.
Most of them is not successful.
And most of
Most
them,
of them are broke.
listen,
Listen,
I
they got
completely understand that.
$30,000 and they think they're rich. They
Right.
can't put their
I
money in the bank. They not rich. I'm sorry. The
no,
average
I
nurse got
completely
more money than them. The average nurse.
Brandon, I'm completely with you on that. Completely with you on that because I do think that the concern that I have a lot of times is these women will think that it's okay. Like, okay, well, it's not going to bother me. Well, it's not just a regular hustle. He's doing something illegal. If God forbid you and him are in a vehicle together and you are considered in any way accomplice to anything that he's doing, you could be putting your license at jeopardy. I mean, I just think that it's stupid. But yes, going back to what you said, and I said it earlier to you, CJ, that mammy complex is always there. Once that woman feels that she is making more money, she's going to be wanting to run and roll things. And some women actually prefer those situations because they want to go on the trips without checking in. They want to get their body done without checking in. I mean, you want to hear a man say to you, I don't know about that. You want to be able to schedule your appointment, jump up, go do what you're doing. And so, I mean, at the end of the day, that's a reality.
Aaron,
That's a reality.
Aaron, if you still here, I'm inviting you to pull up. You don't have to even put your face on the screen, but I would like to talk to you.
I want to see what she look like. I want to see what she look. But CJ, I will say this.
I'm inviting you to pull up, Aaron. I'm gonna put the link. This is for you. I'm gonna put the link up. This is for you. If you don't want to pull up, just say you don't want to pull up. But I would like you to pull up because I think it'll be quite interesting.
But CJ, you know what's so funny? I find a lot of girls. You know what, CJ? I was at work the other day, right? This chick said, she said my man ugly, but it's okay because I like him like that. Right? She said she don't want no competition. Listen, she said I don't want no pretty dude. She said she want a dude who's gonna be faithful, who's gonna show her attention, who gonna give her. CJ, we work with them.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I met chicks that they like them ugly dude, and they like dudes that's available. They don't want. Look, CJ,
and they can control.
CJ, you
but
think
do they respect them? No, they don't respect them.
No, but they want them because you know why? They could get their way. And then when they step to a real man, CJ, they can't have their way. The man gonna say, look, I gotta do business, I got properties, I got this, I got that. I don't have time to sit there all day with you. Go take this, go get your nails done and hair done. I'll see you in a couple hours. I got stuff to do. They don't want that. They don't want that.
Aaron says she gonna pull up.
So it's a two-edged sword. Either you want the dude ain't gonna show you no attention. Oh, she in?
Can you guys hear me? I don't know if I'm on.
So
yeah, you're on, Aaron. You got to turn your computer down in the background.
Okay.
You got to turn your computer down. You're on, Aaron. You got to turn your computer down in the background. Yeah, you got to turn the show down because it's giving a feedback loop. You're on, Aaron. You got to turn your computer down in the background. Yeah, you got to turn the show down because can you hear me, Aaron?
Yeah, I can hear you, but how do I turn the mic down?
Just have one device on.
Yeah. It's not like you got the computer on or something like that.
Yeah, I can hear you, but how do I?
Are you doing it on your phone or on your computer?
It's on the computer.
Okay, now go ahead and turn YouTube off. You on?
Oh wow. Okay.
You're on StreamYard now. Go ahead and turn YouTube off.
Okay. Is it better?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Okay, Aaron. Now this is impromptu, right? So you're 24 years old, and I appreciate you pulling up. You're 24 years old. You're BSing. You're making all this money. Are you first of all, do you love him? Are you in love with him?
Okay, so the background story was we both went to college together, and he was supposed to be doing business administration, his master's. So I was like, okay, cool, like whatever. Honestly, I wasn't going to do nursing. I was going to do pharmacy, but for some reason, it was just too much for me. So I was like, I'm just going to do nursing, whatever. So I had the scholarship. Everything was paid for, did it. And with the whole COVID thing, they were like pushing us to start working like faster. So they were like, go ahead, take your guys' NCLEX and you can start working. So once all that happened, he just decided to drop out of school and was just like, I'm just going to start working. And I was just confused because I was just like, you're supposed to get your master's, like you're supposed to do this, you're supposed to do that. And he just started working at CVS. Nothing's wrong with CVS. I was just kind of shocked because, like, I don't know. I was shocked he was working as a cashier, making like $11 an hour. Then he started working as like a shift supervisor like a month later, and then they gave him like $2 more, and then he started working as like a manager, like, and he works 24/7 because he's just like, oh,
Trying to
it's
catch
only
up.
salary, so it doesn't matter if I'm there or not there, like, so
Ooh.
he's there all the time, like working, and I don't know, it's just weird. And I just don't know what to do because it's like 3 years, and it's just like, I just don't know.
So you became a nurse at 21?
Yes.
Okay. So you've been a nurse for 3 years so far.
I've been a nurse for 3 years, but like you guys said, we weren't making this type of money at all.
Right. Right. But you were still probably doing significantly better than him. Financially.
Yes, I was doing better, but like I didn't have a house, like I just had a regular apartment. Like I just had a regular apartment and it was just normal. But now with like this money, like I had a savings, I had everything, like my own savings, and it's like I don't think he had a savings. Like he was always didn't have any money, so I'm just like, you're supposed to put some type of money in your savings or something. Like with the whole hospital, they take out the savings and they put it in your 401k, like all this stuff. And I'm like, does CVS have one of those? Like I was asking
Yes, CVS
him.
was one of those.
Yeah, and he just doesn't save. He doesn't do anything. And I'm just like, I'm too young to be trying to take care of someone, or it might sound bad, but like, what am I supposed to do? Like, I'm still trying to figure everything out myself, you know?
All right. I'm gonna let Brandon respond to you. And Brandon, be nice to our guest.
No, I'm just gonna say it sound like to me like she kind of made up her mind already. She already saying what she not gonna do. So, she knows what she can and can't do. I think she kind of made up her mind already. And whatever she decided to do, I think it's up to her. Like, I just make a decision, think about it, make a decision, and do what's best for you. That's all I'm gonna say. Do what's best for you or your situation. If you want to move on, move on. If you want to stay and work and go through it, go through it.
But
You
would
know
it
how
be like shallow? You know how some people are like, why would you break up with someone because of money?
well, I'm gonna just say this, everybody there's different things women look at in men, and there's different things men looking at women. Some women like integrity, but finance is always gonna play a part of it because he's supposed to be the head of the household. Um, but I will say, I'm gonna just tell you the truth, and maybe other nurses can agree. Most men don't really put themselves in the right situation until they get about almost to 30. There's very few men that's 25 or 24 and have it all figured out already. Matter of fact, none of us do.
And then,
Um,
Aaron, most men don't hit their financial peak until like they 40s, like mid to late 40s. That's when men hit their financial peak.
yeah, right. So, but his ambition, ambition, I think, is something that's instilled in a person and it never really goes away. If you're ambitious, you always gonna be ambitious. I've never met nobody who's been lazy for 35 years and then woke up at 35, then they became ambitious. That's just me personally. And
Nurse
I think
Rocks.
your work ethic, you carry that with you. It's like a trait. Like you just have it or you don't. Um, but like I said, you are in a rare space, and you just have to remember that eventually you will go back to what you was making before. If not, you'll go back to something similar. You know. So take advantage of this money.
Unless you handle your investments right, and we're gonna talk about that in a few minutes.
Yeah. So just make sure you're doing what's best for you.
Roxy,
Thank
Nurse
you.
Roxy. Would you
Okay,
like
Aaron, I just have some questions for you.
lady?
Aaron, does he have a let's can you just be honest? Does he have
Oh yeah, I'll be honest.
does he have a substance abuse problem?
No.
Okay, he's not smoking weed.
No.
Okay, so not smoking weed. Is the sex really good?
Oh my gosh.
She's
Yeah,
24. She don't
it
know.
is.
Okay, and I figured that it was that, because it's either when I say about the substance abuse, I was really talking about kind of like the laid back kind of, the lack of urgency. If a person has a habit, it could happen, right? They have a lack of urgency, right? And I think that that's what your concern is, that he doesn't see the need for him to kind of move things along a little faster, right? So that's one issue. So you said the sex is the issue. The sex is good. Now, if the sex is good, then why do you flirt with other men?
I just feel like, okay, the times that I've flirted has always been on like vacation or if I'm out with my
That's a man
friends.
move right there.
So can I ask you a question? So when you say vacation, you're referring to when you're not with him.
Yeah, like I don't know if it's like an escape or what it is because I mean, I do like him and I don't know if it's like the whole 3 years thing where it's like you've invested time in this person, but it's just like I don't
Are
know.
you getting a return on your investment? Are you concerned about not getting a return on your investment?
I don't know. It's kind of I'm like in a weird spot because it's like, okay, you're supposed to be growing with the person that you're with. Like I understand like you guys are saying a different like men at different ages and stuff like that, but it's
Mhm.
like I don't know how I'm supposed to wait that long or just what. It's just weird because it's like if we're going somewhere, it's like I'm gonna be honest. If you're going somewhere, if you wanna go out to eat, sometimes you don't wanna go somewhere where it's just always affordable. You might wanna go somewhere that's
You
more
want to
expensive.
hit Ruth Chris every now and then. You want to go to
Yeah, like,
You
go
want to
to
go to Alexander.
Mastro's
CJ,
or
24
Perry's
year
or
olds,
something just, like,
24-year-olds
more
not going to Ruth
nicer, and
Chris.
it's
Let's
like, you
be
don't wanna
real.
have to keep worrying about the bill, like, "Oh, are we just gonna get 1 entree?" Like, if you wanna get drinks, if you wanna get appetizers, if you wanna get stuff like that, and then worry about when the bill comes, it's like I don't know. With my nursing friends, we can go out to different places and we won't have that
Splurge.
problem, right?
Yeah.
So Aaron, what's a nice restaurant to you? Because CJ said Ruth Chris, but I don't see 24-year-olds going to Ruth Chris. I'm sorry. I just don't see it.
I
Before the
mean,
pandemic,
we live
24-year-old
in
nurses wasn't going to Ruth
Houston,
Chris.
so there's a place that opened. It's called Nobu. It's really nice
Okay.
and they have good food.
Really noble. Mm-hmm.
And it's like when I'm with my friends or my nursing friends, we can go there, get drinks, get food. The bill comes, like sometimes we'll split it or somebody will pay for it. And it's like it's not a big deal. But if it's like I'm going out with him, I have to kind of choose like
Oh man,
his budget type thing, and it's just like every single time, like you don't want to have to keep worrying about that every single time.
Aaron, you should just leave. You
Yeah.
meant
I'm not telling nobody to leave. I'm gonna say
you should
think
leave.
about it.
You
Do,
mentally
do
gone.
what's best for
She's
you.
gone. She gone mentally. Literally, the only thing she's holding on to is sex, and
Hold on.
eventually that's gonna get old.
Okay. I got you.
I'm just saying you are mentally gone. And look, you might want to date an older man because a man your age or 3 years older than you making the kind of money that you're making is rare. Seriously, you might want to consider looking into an older dude or because I think y'all wasting both of y'all time at this point. And this happens all the time. This is nothing new. It's nothing new.
This is why a lot of people broke up during the pandemic, CJ. This right here is
Mm-hmm.
why a lot of people broke. Listen, that she doing COVID money talk. That 2 years from now, she's not gonna be making this. 3 years
But
from now,
listen, even if she was making 2,500 a week before the pandemic, because I knew nurses who was making that money, $2,500, $3,000 a week before the pandemic, that's still good money.
that's good money. You're right.
That's very good money. $3,000 a week before the pandemic. And if she got the ability to do that, it sounds like she wants somebody that's on a different level. Now, when you go on vacation, is it and like I said, nobody's judging you. We just want to know the mind of a young nurse who making a lot of money. This is gonna be great footage. So when you go on this vacation, is it the allure of a man being able to take you somewhere and you don't have to worry about it? Is it that maybe will cause you to flirt because you thinking, well, he here, and he might not have to, I might not have to worry about spending all kind of money or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I feel like that is what it is. Because I mean, I don't know if you guys know about this or not, but if you're booking a vacation, sometimes you want to go on business class. Sometimes you want to go on first class, and you don't want to have to worry about, I don't know, like just having more fun. I feel like going to different places, booking at more of an expensive hotel, like it's okay to do that from time to time. But if you're always having to worry about someone else's financial part, it makes it kind of hard sometimes. So whenever we are out on vacation, it's nice because we are at the other places that are more, you spend a little bit more money, and then you're seeing other people there.
How often do you go on vacation, Aaron?
Maybe like I try to go like maybe every 2 or 3 months.
Oh man! So, and she said first class. Listen, I don't know a lot of 24-year-old men that can pay to fly first class and business class, and let alone pay for another woman to do it. They're out there, but that's rare. And Aaron, if a man can pay for you, and I'm gonna just keep it real. If a man is making that kind of money and can pay for you and himself with no issue, what are the chances of him? What do you think the chances are of him being 100% faithful to you? Are you willing to be one of many?
They don't necessarily have to pay. It's just
just be able to go.
Just be able to go. Yeah. Like they don't necessarily have to pay for it, but it's nice when you're able to go somewhere and not having to kind of deal with that type of stuff. Kind of like whenever I went to, like, just a while ago, me and my friends, we went to Europe because I had a break from work for a week, and we all bought business class. And it was nice because it was like, it was just nice. And he had like, when he saw me booking it, he was pretty shocked about like the amount and all the stuff. And I was just like, I can afford it. Like everything's fine. And I don't know, you can kind of just see like, I don't know, kind of like he just felt kind of ashamed maybe in himself, but I don't know.
CJ, can I say something to her?
Go ahead. Please do. I'm not mad at you, Aaron. I'm gonna be real. Before you do, Roxy, I'm not mad at you.
Mm-hmm.
I like luxury vacations too. I'm all for being in black luxury. Black luxury matters. I'm all for it. That's why I live a minimalist lifestyle now, so I can, because vacation is very important to me. So I'm not mad at you for that. I'm honestly not. But go ahead. What was you about to say, Roxy?
My thing is this, and I know exactly what she's feeling, and Aaron, you can let me know if I'm hitting on all 4 cylinders here. The thing is this, is that when you are making a certain amount of money at a particular time in your life, and you look good, and you have options, you really want to like optimize that. You want that to be like at the highest experience. And so I think she is in the prime of her life. She's making good money. She wants to have the best experience in this time of her life. And to me, I feel like life is too short for you to be with someone that is giving you mediocre experiences when you want to have better experiences. So I think it's very important for your own personal development for you to be within a circle, dating, and living a life that is elevated. So if you feel like you need a level up from him, I would say go ahead and do it, because I bet you that if sex is the only thing that's keeping you, that you've already noticed other red flags. And because if you already notice other red flags, you already know that like CJ said, that sex is that one thing holding you. That means everything else, it turned you off.
I agree.
Aaron, would you be willing to deal with a man who made more than you but had terrible sex?
Ooh. Uh, I mean, you can kind of, I mean, it's not everything, but I mean, I feel like it matters in a relationship, but I
Well,
feel like you
let's
could
just say
kind
the
of,
man could give you the lifestyle you wanted, first class, all that good stuff. But his sex was terrible. Could you deal with that?
I mean, I would have to maybe you could try to teach them or something, but I
No,
mean, I
no,
understand what you're
not no
saying.
teaching them. This is what it's gonna be for the duration of your relationship. But he makes a lot of money and he's giving you the lifestyle that you want. But the sex is terrible. Could you handle it? Because it sounds like you want it all at this point, and nobody gets it all.
True.
So could you,
Um,
or would you stay?
yeah,
Hmm. So
I
you
would.
so you, so you pick the lifestyle over sexual expectations. From the way you sound, I'm sure you probably have a side dude though. You'll eventually probably have one
Yeah.
if that's the case. I mean, and people and he might be cool with that,
Or she'll just have a sugar daddy. She'll be the broke boyfriend and she'll have a sugar daddy.
right? So, oh, see, they asking how you look, Aaron.
Yeah, I'm seeing the comments.
Yeah, tell her to come up.
I don't want her to cam up because I don't want her boyfriend if he's watching. I ain't trying to cause no
Yeah,
problems in
that's
that.
true.
But
That's
Aaron,
true.
No,
if you
he's
could give us a
definitely not here.
well, Aaron, that's at your discretion. If you like to cam up for the audience, then go ahead. But if not, that's cool too. But if you like to describe how you
All
look,
right, you
go
know
ahead.
what? Okay, watch this. You don't got to come up. What's your height, Aaron? How tall are you?
5'5",
How much do you weigh?
like 150.
150. Okay.
Yeah, man. So, all right. Well, it just sounds like, man, y'all in the. I don't know. I wouldn't waste my time. Um, I think you got your mind made up. And if this man ever caught something that happened to where he couldn't get it up no more, you really be out the door. Heaven forbid he get some kind of situation, become a
He's
diabetic or
27. It's gonna
like
be a while.
that.
It's 27. It's gonna be a while. But Aaron, I will say this. Let me ask you. So you 24 and you say you making traveler money. You haven't seen any attractive male nurses that's making the money you making?
I have.
Okay, so
Yeah.
hold on. So wait.
And the
So
floor that I worked on, like, there's not that many nurses that are males, but as I've been doing the whole travel nursing thing, I've been seeing different men all
right,
over the place.
all over the place, right? And right. So listen. So you starting to see dudes making the type of money you making, right? But none of them piqued your interest enough, right?
I mean, like I said, haven't cheated. I haven't done any of that. Like it's about to be 4 years in January, and it's just like
Cabal said dress size. What's the dress size?
I'm not fat, you guys. I played volleyball in high school and in college.
Okay. What was you about to say, Brandon? Go ahead.
No, I was just making an observation. I just feel like, you know, it's kind of funny that these girls can say they man make X amount of money and they slide the card to him, and then they go to work and they see dudes making the amount of money they making or doing overtime making more, single, probably want to have a good time, love to travel, can afford everything they could afford and probably more. But like I said, those men come with different responsibilities, and do they want to put up with do they want to do what it takes? Everybody's different. She got to do right now making 54, 50, 57 a year. I don't
Which
know,
is
making
above average. Which is above average.
which is
And
above average, yeah.
he
But
has no children.
right,
He
but
has no
she
children.
obviously don't. Well, what state are you in? Are you in
They in
what?
Texas.
Texas?
Texas.
No state taxes, so that 57 could go a little further. But you know, it's up to her. Like I said, it's up to her. I'm just saying that if you see guys at your job making as much money as you do, and you on the gate with the guy that you on with, you know, do you see yourself getting married to him? I mean, you
Heck
in the prime of your life right now. No, it's up to her. You in the prime.
Honestly, like,
Listen,
that
you in
was
the prime
supposed
of
to be
your
the
life.
plan, like, not now, but, like, we talked about it before, and I thought he was gonna, do the whole schooling thing, and then he just, like, dropped out, decided to just be the
But
Man,
Aaron,
you're
you
not
do
manager
know
and
that
stuff.
you're
school
not
don't
gonna
really
marry him.
guarantee a high
You're not gonna-
salary. Like just because you have a certain degree, don't think about it. If you was a floor nurse and you would just never traveled and did floor nursing, you would
Mhm.
be making the money you was making before. So it's just like it's not your degree, it's how you use it. So just because you have a title or degree does not
Yep.
dictate. I
No,
know some
yeah,
accountants. I know some
I
accountants that
totally
make.
agree with that, but when someone's in your ear telling you this is what they're gonna do, you're here, you're doing this, and I also was telling him, like, "Hey, I can even if you go back to school, I could give you some money to start what you wanna do," and
Oh,
he just has no interest to do it, like
Listen, man, you can help me
she
start a
gone.
business. I want to start a business. You want to help me?
Facts. You can
Listen,
make a hefty donation to the to the
you
thank
guys
you.
know what I
Hold
mean,
on.
like, I was trying to encourage him, like, "Go back to school, do the whole business thing that you said that you wanna do this," because during quarantine, his job closed down, and he wasn't doing anything, and I was just
Or the
like,
drugs still closed down, y'all.
Aaron, can I just ask a question to Aaron?
Go ahead.
So what is it? What was his major?
Business administration.
he was supposed to do business administration.
Okay, and I'm just gonna just say this, and I just want to say this respectfully. Um,
They don't make no money.
they don't, because here's the thing: if a family has a business, like my family owns a grocery store and a restaurant, right?
Mhm.
We hire family members. So when you say you want to, when you're looking at, let me put it this way: the business administration, the business degree, when it's outside of accounting, you're literally talking about someone saying, okay, I have my business that I'm going to give to you for you to run it. They're going to bypass all their family members who probably grew up understanding the business to give it to you, a stranger, because you have a piece of paper. So that's the problem there. If he goes the accounting route, that's a safe route. But if you
Yeah,
do
he
business
was supposed to do,
administration,
like, I think it was called management consulting or
yeah.
financial
And what is
manager or
he?
something like that.
And what experience does he has to consult?
Honestly, I don't know, I have no clue.
And so this is the problem. You don't want to take the money that you work so hard for and invest it in him, because then it goes back to that question about that, like that statement I made earlier about a return on your investment. Because now you're going to be questioning the good money that I worked so hard for. I gave it to you, and now you're telling me that this whole business that you wanted to start is not going. And that's the problem with businesses. You're going to lose money when you first start it, because it's going to that's just the nature of business.
Yep.
And so this is very risky. I think that you're this strategy that you're using. I think it would just be better. I think it was CJ. It could have been Brandon, but I believe it was CJ who said maybe you should explore dating older men. I would advise that someone with a little bit more experience in life. This
yeah.
situation with this young man is only going to get worse. I think just going to get more and more turned off by him.
Yeah. It sounds like he doesn't have the ambition that you necessarily look for, and there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, if that's something that you like, then that's something that you like. But I would always say you have to be the equal representation of what you want. If you want a man that's making that kind of paper, you need to be the kind of woman that's equipped to handle a man with that kind of paper and that kind of responsibility. I mean, you're a nurse, so you know a lot of nurses don't have a lot of time. And if a man is making that much money, he's not going to have a lot of time. He's
Thank
not
you.
going to have a lot of attention for you and all that kind of stuff. So you just have to be prepared for things like that.
Yeah. They always say they prepared.
True.
They always say they prepared until they get in position.
Yeah, so it's not an easy thing.
Mm-mm.
I work a lot, and I mean I don't even really get to sleep in my own bed a lot. That's what I'm saying. So it's just like I think you should just do what you feel is best and cut him loose, and you move on with your life. Yeah, he gonna be hurt, but that's just a part of the game. It's a part of the
Okay, you guys,
game.
I have a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
So how do I say it without saying it's because of money?
Just be like, this ain't working. This is not working.
CJ cut through.
Just say. I mean, what else could she say? I mean, just keep it real. Like, it's not working. I'm not feeling it. You ain't gotta hurt. You ain't gotta say, well, you ain't ambitious enough for me. Just be like, you know what? It's just not working for me. This is not good for me. We just need to separate, and that's just it.
This is what you tell him. Tell him you met CJ. He make $8K a week.
No, I'm spoken for.
No,
I'm
no, I'm
spoken
just
for.
joking. I'm not CJ. I'm just saying.
I'm spoken for.
I'm just joking. I'm joking. But
Oh, that's funny.
You
yeah,
trying
you
to get
gotta
it
just,
popping up in my crib? Study, boy. You better
Exactly.
quit playing, bro. No. I'm good. But yeah, man. What you think, Nurse Roxy? How should she break it to him?
Well, considering that she's traveling and flirting, I think that the best way to break it to him is just to give it to him straight. Just tell him, I don't know if we are in the same place in our lives. Where I'm going, I don't know if you are headed in that same direction. And my concern is that I will not be showing you the type of appreciation that you deserve. So, I think this would be a good time for us to just give each other some space to see what, our options look like. Maybe in that time he wisens up and comes up with a different plan, something a little bit more safer, more appealing for you. I think for you, you're questioning security. I don't think this is a gold digger thing. Like you're like, oh, I'm taking an L. I can't, dig in his bag. I think for you, it's a matter of security. You don't feel secure with him. And I think you also feel like you're limiting yourself and your own personal potential if you're with someone who, is not at the same level you're at, or, the potential even, because you may even have better potential as a nurse to continue to make more and more money. His potential, maybe you're not feeling too sure about it because he's not showing himself to be very ambitious. So,
but just remember, Aaron, the grass ain't always green on the other side too. You have to remember that, because
it's
just
never
because you
greener.
leave him,
It's never greener.
yeah, like just because you leave him, that does not mean that the man that you want is gonna walk about the sky. It's possible that he could just come along, but that don't mean he's gonna be everything you want and everything like that. Because there's women out here who are as fine as wine, got all kind of BBLs and plastic surgeries and all kinds of stuff going on, and still cannot find a man.
that is true.
That's true.
So just be
That is
careful,
true.
and I'm not saying you should settle and be unhappy and everything like that, but sometimes we need to really realize what we have, and I'm not saying to settle, but you just have to look at it sometimes and really analyze the situation. Is this worth me losing what I have now? Now, if you're unhappy, then you don't want to be in a situation where you're just unhappy, but just understand what it's like. I done heard horror stories. So I've been out the game a little minute, so I haven't, I don't know. But
I'm gonna just say this, and I think you need to get realistic expectations. Not every man is gonna make $8K a week, and neither are you. And also, to be realistic, there's always gonna be somebody making more money than your man, unless he's Jeff Bezos, Bill Gates. These dudes making millions of dollars every day. So, you have to say, is $6,000 a month realistic for me? Or can I accept six? I mean, because to be honest, as a floor nurse, I probably made $6,000 a month, but that was like working a little overtime, a little more than normal. You got to pay taxes, you got to put in your 401k contributions. So you have to be realistic. You have to say, listen, you hot right now. You know what I'm saying? You like one of those rappers right now that's like nursing right now is like rapping, where like you come on with that hit song and you just popping right now. You feel me? But you not no Jay-Z. You're not gonna be doing better 10 years from now than you doing right now. I'm gonna be real with you. If 10 years from now you telling me you making 8K a week or better, I'm gonna say you Jay-Z. But 99% of us who making this money right now won't be making more than what we making right now.
unless she take the steps that we about to talk about,
No. I'm just saying.
that we about to talk about.
90, but CJ, 99% of nurses who getting this money is blowing the bag. We already know that.
Well, that's true. That's true.
So,
But Aaron could
But a lot of
be the one
I'm
of one.
really, really saving my money.
Yes, but
Like,
we
Good.
both know you can't save your way to a million. Sitting there saving it and saving it and saving it and saving it, no interest. Keeping that money in the bank ain't gonna do nothing for you. And I'm pretty sure that's what CJ gonna about to tell you. But you young,
I'm
and
not
you
gonna tell her that. I'm gonna tell her to. We about to get to what I'm about to tell her though. We about to
no,
get
no,
to
I'm
it.
just saying you're not gonna tell her to just sit there and keep saving her money. I'm just
Oh
saying
no, 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 no.
that
I'm
that's what I'm
not gonna
saying.
tell her that.
So right, I already know what you're gonna say, but I'm gonna just say you young, develop your learn. And me and CJ talked about this in another broadcast. I think you should develop skills into your personal development.
Right.
You know, learn other skills. Nursing it's nursing is it right now, but you're gonna need other skills to get you where you need to go. Whether it's networking, is investing, is understanding other fields, whether it's crypto, stocks, bonds, CDs, whatever you get into, investing. You always have to put time and effort in it and developing yourself outside of nursing. And that's
Mhm.
hard for you to do because you're young, but as you get older, you'll see that it's important to do those necessary things.
For
that's
sure.
true. Been
Aaron,
hearing.
I appreciate you coming on the show. Hey, listen, I'm gonna put my email in the comments. And
Okay.
anytime you want to come on, just shoot me an email or hit me up on IG and just let me know anytime you want to come on because I would love to continue this conversation
Of
and
course.
see how it goes.
Thank you guys so much.
And if you
I'll
want
be
to,
listening to
you
the.
can break up with him live on the show if you want to. No, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, I appreciate you. I appreciate you coming through and stay listening. We're gonna get to the main topic now.
Yeah, I will.
Thank
Okay.
Thank
you.
you, Aaron.
Bye.
Wish you the best.
Thank you.
All right.
Shout out to Aaron, y'all, for coming up here saying her truth. Fellas.
Yeah.
It ain't looking good for y'all right now.
It ain't.
Stay safe. Stay
When
safe. Stay
when they
safe.
purse get big, boy, you better start moving.
It's not looking good for you. Hey, listen, fellas. One thing my daddy always used to tell me. He said you always be in a position to where you can pull another chick at any moment. He say
Ouch.
emotion. He told me emotions are fickle. A woman can watch a movie and it can alter the way she feels for the rest of the week. You always keep yourself in a position to be able to pull a new chick at any moment. That ain't saying she gonna leave, but she could leave at any moment, and you always stay right. That's all. But anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get to it. Now, I wanted to talk. I came across an article earlier today, and I thought this was interesting because I've been looking into different things on how you can leverage your money and leverage some of the paper that you are making from this pandemic, as some of the nurses are calling it. And I came around two articles, and I think they're pretty good. And I'm actually going to share that right now with the panel. And the first article is called Five Ways Nurses Can Become Millionaires. Five ways, because a lot of these nurses are starting to get rich.
Mhm.
Starting to get rich. And let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. So this article comes from Nurse Theory. Let me see. Hold on. Make sure y'all can see it. Okay. So it comes from Nurse Theory. And it's talking about five ways nurses can become millionaires. A common question aspiring nurses ask on their journey to becoming healthcare providers is, can nurses become millionaires? The good news is nurses absolutely can become millionaires. However, it takes time, effort, planning, and pursuing the appropriate career route. In other words, there's no get rich shortcut to becoming wealthy, but it is definitely possible to make seven figures over time. These strategies nurses use to generate significant wealth include selecting a high paying occupation, investing and saving money wisely, and limiting expenses. The biggest obstacle for nurses that want to secure wealth are education and managing money sensibly. This article discusses several strategies nurses utilize to become millionaires to illustrate how they create extraordinary wealth. Five ways. One, working in a high paying specialty. Two, invest money wisely. Three, save for retirement. Four, limit unnecessary expenses. And five, start a business. So I want to start with the working in a high paying profession. What do you think about, what do y'all two think about the nurses who are going to school to become CRNAs and those really high paying nurse specialties? to get the bag. How do y'all feel about that? Let's start with that.
I mean, I
Um,
think it's great. I think it's
mm,
great. I mean, to me, I think if this is your passion, if this is what you want to do, you think that if you, some people, they discovered, through their years of experience, that this is an area of nursing that I want to be in. I believe that if that's your calling, or you know that you're going to be good at that, within that role, you have something to contribute to that space in healthcare, and also you see where it's going to be rewarding for you, not just financially, but you can see the longevity there. I think it's great. I think it's good. My only problem is that when nurses pursue advanced degrees, and they're doing it because just sheerly, I just want to make more money. I think that
Why?
that's crazy.
What's wrong with that?
Because when they're saying they just want to make more money,
Yeah.
because sometimes they may not know what really comes with it. Like, for instance, I'm glad you brought up CRNA.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I I find that area of nursing to be fascinating. So I mean, and I'm not. This is no, jab at anyone else, but a lot
No,
of
go ahead.
nurses I've seen pursue the nurse practitioner route in this effort. They're saying, "Oh, I want to get a bag that way." Um, they don't know what it really entails. Sometimes you are literally the dumping ground for that provider, that doctor that you're working under. And even if you have full practice authority and you are running your own practice, there's so much red tape. And I think a lot of nurses don't realize that the nurse practitioner thing is a lot more glitter. It's a lot more uh it's a lot more.
It sounds sexy.
And when it really comes down to it, it's just backbreaking. That's why you see nurses leaving the NP roles, and you see them going back to the bedside because they can have better work-life balance. They're not
Mm-hmm.
writing notes all day after they come from work about their patients. So, it's just, if you're gonna do it, go get that money. I'm all about go get that money, but be realistic about what comes with that. You know, do you have poor work-life balance? Are you so stressed out that you're causing yourself to have healthcare issues? You have to be,
Mm.
honest about that.
I'm gonna be honest. MPs don't make enough for what they go through for me.
No,
I don't want to. I don't want to be on call. I'm not trying to be no doctors dumping ground. None of that. But yeah, Brandon, what do you think?
Um, I mean, I feel the same way I did last week, and I agree with Roxy. I think if your lifetime goal is to be a CRNA or nurse practitioner, you do it. You could always fall back on your floor nursing, and you could always do
yes,
floor nursing. Just because you're a nurse practitioner, don't mean you can't do floor nursing if you choose
right,
not to like it. I just think you need to go to a state school if you're gonna do it. Don't go spend
yeah,
$200,000-$300,000 at no private school to get something that other people could get for $30,000 to $40,000. I think you should choose, even if you got to go online to do it. I think if you do it right, you could probably do it for less than 40,000. And right now in this pandemic, you can pay that off in a month or two. So I just think if your lifetime goal is to do it, you do it. If you're doing it for the money, just know that it's not going to be what you think it is, like everything else in life.
right,
So um, I'm gonna just say this: if you're gonna do it, like I said in the other video, TJ, have a plan. Definitely have a plan, and and work your plan, because at the end of the day, you got to do what makes you happy. And if that dumping ground, that thing we call a dumping ground for doctors, if you like doing that and that's what you always want to do, you do
right,
it, and you do it the
right.
best you
Yeah,
can. If you want
yeah,
to be in the
that's true.
OR and you want to intubate and do surgeries and extubate and roll patients to pack you, do CRNA. You
Yes,
know, can you be a millionaire being a nurse practitioner? Listen, with the right budget and cutting down expenses, you can make it any way you want to. It's not really how much you, well, I'm gonna say this, how much you make in a way, but it's how you live your life. If you live a $400,000 lifestyle and you only make $100,000, you ain't never gonna save nothing. So these nurses out here that's buying these big old houses and these big old cars, when all this money go away, you still gonna have these expenses. So
Hmm.
I just think if that's what you want to do it.
hmm
Yeah, I think if your goal is to become a millionaire, You have to, like you said, you have to have a plan. You have to be very strategic with everything that you do. And I don't necessarily think it's wrong with doing something um, as money as a leading motivation. You still have to have some interest and somewhat of a passion to
Mhm.
do certain things. But if it's only the money, then CRNA, you probably not gonna like that. Even with being a nurse practitioner, you're probably not gonna like that. But I do think like me, I'm starting to adopt the minimalist lifestyle to a certain degree. I don't have a brand new car. My apartment, I live in a nice. I mean, Michigan is a good state where you can live well and you don't have to spend a lot of money. $40,000 if it's rationed out right, you could go a long way in Michigan with 40 grand. It may not
Mhm.
be the same in on the West Coast or anything like that, but Michigan is cool, and I think you have to take that into consideration where you live, um,
Mhm.
what your living expenses is like, and what's really important to you. If being a millionaire is important to you, then you have to plan accordingly. But if it's not, then it is what it is.
I
Being a
agree.
millionaire will be nice, um, but I love my life now, and the life I live, it doesn't take $1 million to live it. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? I travel once a month. I travel on a budget once a month. Although I still do luxurious things, I have hacks and stuff like that to not pay full price for certain trips and expenses and everything like that. But I'm not gonna trip. Nursing was my gateway into living the life that I do live now. You know what I'm saying? So I think you just have to be very intentional. Somebody said, can you be an ADN nurse and do specialty nursing, or do you have to have a BSN or a nurse practitioner? Brandon, you want to answer that?
I don't know. Does she mean by specialty nurse like ICU or labor and delivery, or specialty nurse like going back to get your master's?
Yeah,
Um,
because you can be an AD. I mean, I don't work in a hospital, so I can't answer that question. But I'm assuming you can be an ADN and still work on the ICU. I mean, they have
yeah,
LPN
sure,
working in the
definitely, definitely.
ICU.
You could travel as an ADN. You can work any bedside job as an ADN nurse. It might just be tough for you to get into some facilities that's magnet hospitals,
Yeah,
because they have to have like a percentage of like above 90% of BSN nurses.
Right.
So it is gonna be hard if you try to go to the top hospital in your state or a magnet facility. But there's 80% of hospitals are not magnet. So you could get into most
Yeah.
hospitals and do what you need to do and get the experience that you need. You might have a hard time getting into those top of the line hospitals, but you definitely could get in the hospital with the ADN. Definitely.
Mhm.
for sure. Okay. Some of the highest paying nursing professions. Number 10, home administrator nurse. Number 9, psychiatric nurse practitioner. Number 8, nurse administrator. Number 7, neonatal intensive care unit nurse. Number 6, a clinical nurse educator. Number 5, a family nurse practitioner. Number 4, a nurse, a med surg nurse manager. Number 3, a pain management nurse. Number 2, a clinical nurse specialist. And number 1, CRNA. So if getting a bag is is something that you really want to do, go ahead and enter in one of these specialties. Try it out, see if it's for you, and do your thing. The
Mhm.
second way that they say nurse theory is advising on ways to become a millionaire is invest money wisely. They are
Yes.
saying to invest your money wisely. And I think that is something that most people, well, not most people, but I think that's something that a lot of people are trying to do. Um, so let's go to what it says. It says that anyone with capital left over after paying their expenses can invest the additional money to grow their wealth. This includes putting money in a retirement fund, making low risk investments, and investing in education to generate more wealth. At the low end, low risk investments allow professionals to generate interest and dividends on their income. As a result, they can manage inflation and earn more money over time. This is important because inflation eats away at savings that don't generate interest. Beyond that, financially, educated nurses make larger investments to earn higher profits. However, they develop financial literacy and understand investing before putting money into high risk opportunities.
Mhm.
For nurses that want to become millionaires, learning how to invest money is vital. Therefore, spending your time learning about investing is a wise education,
That's
a wise
true.
and wise decision. Not only will you make back what you spend on the education, but you'll also make smarter investments and generate more wealth. So, what investments do people pursue to generate wealth? Three types of investments nurses make: education, retirement, 401k, IRA plans, and assets, online businesses, real estate, stocks, and bond certificates. So let me ask you all. Let's just say, I'm going to start with Nurse Roxy. Let's just say you got a brand new nurse fresh out of school, right?
Hmm.
Um, that nurse, he or she wants to start investing. I don't know how familiar you are with the stocks or anything like that. What advice would you give to someone who says, I have $500 a week that I want to put to the side and I want to save or invest or whatever? What would you direct them to do? What advice would you give them? Somebody who says they got $500 a week they want to put up to the side. How would you direct them to do that?
I'll probably advise them to invest in like an index fund. I think it's important for again back to what you said about literacy. Uh, you have to find out about the best ways to generate wealth, uh, where you're not necessarily having to physically have to do it. I am big on, if you want to have an online business, go ahead, have one. I have one myself, but you want your money to be growing for you. So money should be working for you. It should be like doing crunches for you. You know what I mean? It should be doing, you know what I mean? It should be in cardio while you're sleeping. Your money's working for you. So I would say definitely invest in index funds. Um, I I'm also big on investing in your education for this the same reasons I mentioned before for the previous strategy for becoming a millionaire as a nurse. If you know why you're going back to school, you want to invest in your education, go ahead, but you got to know what you're doing. You don't want to you don't want to invest in your education and you put yourself in more financial debt because then it's useless, it's senseless, it's obviously a problem, and we see that nurses do it all the time because the nursing field is the education piece of it is ran just like any other business.
Okay.
They just, yeah. Hmm.
Brandon, nurse got $500 a week, brand new nurse, want to find a way to help generate wealth. What you gonna tell him or her? Him or her?
Um, the first thing I probably ask them are they maxing out the match at their job, as far as the 401k or 403b.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second thing I'm gonna tell them is actually don't invest. I'm gonna say, of course you could do the index funds, and I seen somebody put the S&P 500, QQQ. But I'm gonna say, like I told you in the other video, invest in yourself first. You know what I'm saying? Why invest in money if you don't know what you're investing in? You understand what you're investing in, and most people don't. So I'm gonna say, go buy a whole bunch of books. Buy books on real estate. Buy books on stock market. Buy some books
Yeah.
on how to do options. Buy some books on how to pretty much generate wealth. It's a whole bunch of books. We have a mentor, CJ, that tell us to read The Richest Man in Babylon. We have
Mm-hmm.
books, a list of books that we can read. So I
Yeah.
think the best investment you can make is in yourself, because no matter what phase in your life you go to, you always gonna take yourself with you. Like, you always gonna take you with you. So before I give money to any brokerage account, any accountant, any CPA, any financial guru, I'm investing myself, because basically whenever you make an investment, it is a gamble if you don't know what you're doing.
Hmm.
Right? You don't want to feel like I'm putting this money in this thing. I don't even know what to do. I don't know why I go up. I don't know why I go down. I just know it go up or down. That's in the worst position you could ever be in. So I'm gonna say the best thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna tell you, listen, take that money, just keep saving it for now. And you keep reading these books. You keep reading, you keep reading, you keep reading. Because why invest in something you know nothing about? So yeah, you
Right.
got money. And I think that's the problem with a lot of nurses right now. They got money, but they don't know what to do with it.
Mm-mm.
Because if they did, you know, 2 weeks after their contract, they won't be broke again. So I'm gonna say, don't increase your lifestyle. Stay where you at. Put that 500 a month or a week to the side, and it's
Mhm.
okay. It's okay to have money. That's called your emergency fund. Just keep building that. Just keep building it. So if I was them, I would tell them don't invest in nothing. If you
Mm.
just not getting $500, I know it sounds like a lot, but it's really not. So I'm gonna say take it slow, develop your mind. Probably take the first $200 or $300 and put it all into you.
And that's
I agree with that. I
yeah,
do
you
agree with
talking about
that.
education, right?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
So I think that's the best thing anybody can do for
Mm-hmm.
themselves is to make themselves aware of what they're getting into.
Mm-hmm.
And like she said, a ROI, return on investment on books and financial literacy, it's gonna pay you 10, 15 folds down the road.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're doing this at 22, imagine where you're gonna be when you're 30. So,
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
take the time to put the effort in and just educate yourself. Because
Okay.
the worst feeling you ever gonna have is invest in something and you don't know why it's going up or going down, or why it's making money.
Mm-hmm.
That's called
Right.
meme stocks and all that. You don't want to get involved in all that. That's how you lose money, not how you make money.
That's what's up. Yeah, I actually agree. I would invest in some sort of education, whether it be like an Investopedia, learning, where they give classes on learning how to invest in certain stock or real estate or
Or get a
whatever the case
mentor.
may be. Right. Get a mentor.
Yeah.
Actually pay your mentor.
Yeah.
Somebody that where you want to be. You ask them for advice and everything like that. So I definitely agree with that. Try reading more, and like I said, put money up to the side because you never know when something gonna go left. But I would definitely, I think the most important thing to do, and that's actually what I'm doing too, is investing in these education courses, learning how
Mm-hmm.
to flip money and learning how to make money. Investopedia is a really good resource that our mentor gave us, and I've been looking into that. You got the Wall Street Trapper. He gives a lot of good advice. I'm interested in logistics, so I listen to a lot of trucking podcasts to where how they show you how to flip money and invest money and everything like that. So I would definitely say that. These
Mm-hmm.
nurses just
I
brought up
agree.
some real good points. They said the third one is saving for retirement. The
You
fourth
got to.
one, yeah, saving for retirement. And let me see, fourth one is minimizing unnecessary debt.
Yeah.
Okay, so we kind of touched on the retirement plans, 401, 401ks,
Mm-hmm.
403bs, unnecessary spending, right? So I
Mm.
want to, I want y'all to chime in on that. I know it's hard when y'all start getting that money to blow it. I know it's hard, um,
Yes.
but you gotta cut down on unnecessary
Yeah.
things that you don't need. Don't get me wrong; it's okay to have a nice time. Because me, I'm a believer in taking a vacation once a month, but I don't
No,
spend.
CJ.
Right. But I don't spend $10,000 every time I go on vacation.
Mm-hmm.
I go relatively cheap. So that's a necessary expense for me because that's how I operate. But I don't have a car note. I'm not paying $4,000 in rent. You know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to keep up with the Joneses. I do what I like to do, and and that's just what it is. But Roxy, what would you say about cutting out unnecessary purchases? These nurses
So,
going out to get a Birkins every month and all that kind of stuff, or however much. I don't know how much a Birkin costs, but
so here's the problem that I think we have to deal with, especially when we're talking about the brown nurses, us folks, right? We have a certain insecurity with us that sometimes makes we feel a certain kind of pressure to show people that we have arrived. And if you are, like you said, trying to keep up with the Joneses, there is no, that's like a blank check. There's nothing that's going to stop you. Every time, especially if you're the type of person who you live on social media, you're letting social media influence you to the point where whatever the trend is you feel that you have to keep up with that. So if the trend is that, I'll give you one, people having sometimes like lavish parties, you know. Sometimes even like you said, CJ, about traveling, people traveling and doing things while they're traveling where they just kind of spare no expense, because for them it's kind of like, everything is I forgot the term, a missed opportunity, fear of missed opportunity. And I think that sometimes people really feel like, well, now I have the income to do that. So they're even more dangerous, because now they actually have money. They're just like, oh, I'll just get that money back. And they're not thinking like you actually lost that money. Another big thing, nurses, and this is something for us nurses, no, all colors. This is for all colors, especially females. Stop having these expensive weddings.
Oh,
You have to stop. Y'all have to stop. It's one day. It's one day. One day. That's a big.
What's an expensive wedding? Not to go off, but what's an expensive wedding?
I've seen, I would say expensive to me is anything over $30,000. I even think going, see, you have to understand, I'm a miser. So really, if I could tell you anything above 25, I'm already starting to wonder, what are we doing?
Damn.
It doesn't even matter.
That's
if you're spending over 25,000 for one single day, okay, and we're talking about, this is including the dress, this is including the venue, the food, and the guests that you had there. This is a big issue I find that women have, especially nurses. Professional women altogether, if I can be honest, I find this an issue with a lot of professional women. They get into a place where they feel like if they don't spend that money, it's going to say something about their status. It's like it's a status, even though it's a one-day event. For a lot of women, they feel like that's the day that they actually establish their status. Like, this is who I'm marrying, because look how much money we're spending on this day. And I'm not even talking about the honeymoon, just the wedding. Because oftentimes the honeymoon is not even the part of the discussion. It's the wedding, but the honeymoon, now you have that added pressure because of social media. People want to take pictures on the honeymoon, so they want to be a place that is Instagram worthy. You got to think about these expensive weddings. I see that to be a big problem.
Yeah, 25 bands, that's a lot for a wedding, but I don't know, maybe it's not to some people. Brandon, same thing to you, cutting out unnecessary expenses.
I mean, me and you, CJ, we have the similar profession. We talk. You take vacations every month. I said I ain't taking no vacation to the end of the pandemic. So I think everybody. No, I'm just saying. I think to be honest, CJ, if you could take 20% of your income and ball with it. How you ball with it is how you ball with it. That girl says she want to go to Ruth's Chris and eat it. You like to jump on a cruise and enjoy it. I might like to play video games and do it in my house. Everybody. I think everything should be done in moderation to a certain degree. There should be no limit on what you do, as long as it fit into that category. So if you say 20% of my income is going to be for me, because I think you need to have that type of money. Whether you want to get a gym membership, get a nice suit, get a nice shirt, you know, go on trips like you do on a budget. I think if you making, I'll give you an example. Let's say you make $8,000 a week, right? After taxes, you probably take home maybe five. I don't know how to break down. 5, right? So that's 20 grand a month. If you take 1,000 of it and you spend it how you want to, and the other 19 is accounted for, I'm all for it.
Yeah.
So
I'm wrong with that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you take that 1,000 and you want to fly to LA and chill for a week and then go that far, do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it's really up to you and how you want to choose to spend it. I just think you need to have it accounted for. Meaning, don't take your whole check and go on these trips and act like you P. Diddy. Don't do that.
Oh no, absolutely not. Yeah, for an 8-day cruise we just booked today, we paid $600 for it. So
that's for 2 people?
For 2 people.
Yeah. So
for 2
like
people.
I said, balling on a budget. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, when I go on cruises, I like all inclusive, CJ. They ain't gonna tell me I gotta pay for each drink when I'm there. I want to show that wristband and keep getting in line over and over and over and over and over. Trust me, when I get off that cruise after 8 days, I done drunk $600 worth of stuff.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we just invested. We're gonna invest in a drink package on this one. And I actually was telling Didi, I'm like, do you think it's gonna be, are you gonna drink 15 drinks a day? Because that's how I work on Carnival. I don't know how I work on the other one, but She's like, yeah. And when you go to the all-inclusive resorts, you drink as much as you want. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
So
I
like
feel
I
you on
said,
that
for
one.
$600 for 8 days, that's cheaper than the hotel.
Yeah, I know. That's why we did it. So, now the fifth one, they said, is start a side business / hustle. And I look at that. I like that because YouTube. I know a lot of nurses who making paper off YouTube, and that is the goal for this channel, is to have it become profitable. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's selling merch or, off the views and everything like that, become a nurse influencer. It's a lot of nurses making money off TikTok and IG and all that kind of stuff. Get your little side business, man. It's a lot of stuff you can do as a nurse. A lot of RNs, they start CNA schools. A lot of them become BLS instructors, and it's all kind of things you can do. And you don't even need it to be a nurse to do that. So, I mean, yeah, if you want the money, it's out there. You just got to hustle. What do y'all think about that before we get off this thing?
I mean, I have a business. I'm an educational consulting for anyone who's interested in entering the healthcare field. I do have a special program for them, but I also work with nurses who would like to advance, especially in the ICD-10 coding world, and they're interested in utilization review, medical reviews. If you want to become a risk adjustment coder, I do offer services for that. But
So
essentially,
you teach people how to code, like
so
nurses?
the ICD-10 coding, yes. So you can
Okay.
understand ICD-10 coding, the guidelines, how to code. What are the codes about? Why do you have the sequence codes the way you have the sequence codes when they're being reported inpatient or outpatient? Even revenue cycle, that's a big part of it, especially with risk adjustment. So I think it's important for nurses to be able to tap into what they love. And this kind of goes back to what Brandon said. If you invest in yourself, you would be able to know, exactly where your interest, lies. So for me, I know, like, I recently completed a program at NYU, the Tandem School of Engineering. They had a program to teach SQL, data analytics, and SQL data analytics and data visualization. So we actually learn how to use Tableau as a tool for data visualization. And for me, I think, going back to what Brandon said, I thought it was such a good point. When you invest in yourself, it's like you're putting all the bets on the right horse. You know what I mean? Because you know that you're going to drive that forward. You know that you are going to, especially if you have that mindset. And that's why I felt so bad for Erin, because when she was talking, I could see that she's probably listened to the things that she was saying when she was speaking, rather. I was just thinking, like, man, I could see that she's really ready to take it to the next level. And here it is. She's confronted by this barrier. So, and that was a young lady who was on previous, when you play this video back, you will be able to see the conversation we're having earlier with someone that was on a show. But anyway, I just think it's important for you to invest in your education always, because essentially that's where you're going to find out where that next step is. And that could lead to maybe you wanted to further your education. Maybe that could lead to you starting a business because you now have identified an area where there's a need. I know that a lot of nurses don't know ICD-10 coding. I just know they do. They may see the ICD-10 codes, they may read them, but they may not know why they're there or what is, like, the wrong way to code. Like, there's so many things related to coding and coding guidelines and revenue cycle that nurses can take that information and go anywhere without even having to go back to school. That
Okay.
goes to Brandon's point about investing in yourself.
Is it a profitable thing? Like, is it real profitable? Like, how much can you make, like, on the side? Like, if you
Oh, let's just say you can make upwards to. Now, think about this. If you decide that you want to have a program, let's say you want to have a program for like a 10-week program, and you have, let's say, $800 charge. You charge $800 per student in this 8-week program, or this 10-week program, right? You're talking about a good 20, 30,000 if you, even if you meet with them once a week,
Mm.
right? If you have about, let's say if you're able to bring in 25, you have a group of 25, you have them paying about $700, $800 each for a 10-week program. And this cohort there, this group is going to go through this 10-week process together. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How many
Yeah.
times you 10 weeks, how many how many times do you think you can pull that off in a
Yeah.
year?
Right.
That's a bag right there.
Yeah.
That's a
Yeah.
bag
Sound good to
because
me.
yeah, that's a bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It definitely sound good to me.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Brandon, Nurse Brandon, side hustles. What do you think?
Um, I think they're good once you have some experience. I think
Yes.
once you get your feet wet, 2 or 3 years in, I think you should start thinking. I see so many people coming fresh out of school want to be hustlers already. I think your first job should be to understand what you do. And like I said, it's a lot of young nurses coming out, and they really ambitious. They see money getting thrown around. I don't think the best move is to do that per se, but like I said, everybody wants to be a hustler, and I think it's okay. I think you should, if you comfortable in what you're doing, I think you should take 2 or 3 years and kind of learn the basics, and then I think if you do a side hustle, that's fine. I don't think side hustle's not meant for everybody. You know, some people want to climb up the ladder. They want to be nursing managers. They want to be directors. Side hustles. I don't think it's for everybody. I don't think travel nursing
No,
is for everybody.
that's true.
If you got 3, 4 kids and your wife needs you at home, maybe local
Yeah.
travel like you gonna be the way for you.
Yeah.
Instead of so everybody has a different avenue. You know, I don't think everybody should be a hustler. You know, but I would say if you decide to do it, I think you should do something after you have some experience. I'm so
Of
tired of
course.
just seeing people traveling, talking about they got 6 months experience, they want to travel. Travel where? Then they go on these assignments, CJ, and then they complain and they pointing at people like this. You know what I'm saying? Talking about they only got 6, 8 months of experience before they travel. Then they wonder why people don't like them because you can't do your job.
Mm.
Mm.
So, like I said, I think the side hustle can be a good way, but I just think you need to really be realistic and really get a good footing in your field first.
Brandon, you are hitting a nail on the head, if you don't mind me interjecting, CJ.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because the thing about it is, you have to have experience. I mean, one of the things I see some people doing, really a red flag for me, completely concerning for me, is coming out of nursing school and they want to open up a home health agency. And I'm
Mm.
thinking to myself, like, why don't you find out how nurses feel about home health care?
Yeah.
Because
Mm.
there are nurses who like the flexibility and they like going in the home, but there's so much more nurses who don't like home care. So it's
Yeah.
like if you're starting a home care agency, unless you're the nurse that's going to be doing the skilled nursing visits, don't just open it thinking that you're just going to make a bag. It's a lot of red tape with Medicare and other payers who are involved in paying for that home care. I have talked so many people out of starting home care agencies, nurses who felt like this is the thing that they're going to do to be an entrepreneur, and I'm telling them no. I put them on calls with people who are, started these home care agencies, and like, I want you to hear this person's
Yeah.
advice to you so that you really know before you step into this poop, like how deep this shit can really get. So, warning,
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah. I definitely think that's true. I think, a lot of people don't understand how much capital it really takes. And then a lot of times with home health agencies, it's a lot of documentation for the nurses, too much documentation.
Right.
And then also when you're a new nurse and you go into somebody's house, you don't know what you're walking into.
Nope.
That's a whole fact.
That's a whole nother thing. And then guess what? A lot of these
You by
nurses that's
yourself.
brand new, the home health agencies like them brand new nurses because they can tell them whatever and they're gonna go with it.
Hmm.
Um, so I'm gonna just say this: chasing money gonna keep you broke. Chasing money with no skills gonna keep you broke because ain't no job gonna tolerate you and keep up with you. So
Mm.
That's all I'm gonna have to say.
This lady, Miss Mock, 18, said I was a travel nurse, and after 6 months, and that 10 out of 10 do not recommend. I was so lost trying to make money. I saw on Instagram I couldn't do it. One day of orientation, and I think that goes back to something the panel was saying. Like for example, when I do become an RN, and I because I do want to work in the ICU, I wouldn't start traveling 6 months. After being in the ICU. I really want to take the time, however long it takes, to be really the guy that they could depend on in any situation. Because the money gonna come. I
That's
think
gonna
one
be
thing that I think the one thing the pandemic did was it sported a lot of numbers in people's faces, and people just jumped at the opportunity to go out. I know it was like that heavy with a lot of LPNs because they was rushing to go to California. No, I wasn't in a rush to go to California. I just wanted to stay where I was, one, because it was convenient for me, and two, I still wanted to hone and learn my skill. I really think you still have to, even though, let's just say money is your leading factor, this is still a skill. You know what I'm saying? You have to become good at your skill to become more valuable. And
Yep.
that's just it. 6 months. I wouldn't recommend anybody to travel 6 months, no matter what you do, LPN, RM, whatever the case may be. I wouldn't travel after 6 months. You still got a lot of growth to do. So, well, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate my panel for jumping on this evening. I really do. Yeah. It was a lit show. Shout out to Aaron for coming on.
Yes.
Aaron, please send me an email because I would definitely like to keep up with you on your journey. And all if you would like to break up what you do on the show, you can. So, but anyway,
Make sure
ladies
you
and
show your
gentlemen, I
face,
think
though. Please show your face. Please show your face.
ladies and gentlemen, we're gonna call it a night. But if you are watching right now, go ahead and subscribe to the Traveling Heartbeats YouTube page. That is my travel channel with my lady. We are gonna go live in about 10 minutes, and we're gonna talk about our next two trips that we just booked. So she said next time I will show my face. Aaron, don't forget to send me an email. Not now you got the fellas watching. Nah. She said she gonna show her face. She said she ain't fat, all that stuff. All right, y'all don't put it out there. Okay. But ladies and gentlemen, I think that's it. I'm gonna go ahead and let the people introduce themselves. Go ahead, Miss Roxy.
My name is Roxy, Nurse Roxy, and I have a educational consulting and tutoring service. And like I mentioned earlier, I teach ICD-10 coding guidelines. I teach revenue cycle, risk adjustment. So if you want to gain foundational knowledge in risk adjustment, clinical documentation improvement, please check out my website, www.acd4n.com. Again, that is www.acd4n.com. Thank you.
Shout out to Nurse Roxy. Hey, yo, Brandon, look, I just got a deal now, 70% off trip to Dominican Republic.
Oh, look, we
Go
leaving for
ahead, bro.
Miami?
No, it just came through my email. They 70% off though.
Wow.
So we Gucci over here, 20% balling. Go ahead, bro.
Go ahead. No, my name is Brandon. I don't have no channel or nothing like that. I'm just cool with CJ. I just come on every now and then. But I'm working on it. I'm working on the channel. I might get something next couple of months. I've been talking to CJ about it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't have a channel, no social media outlets like that, but I might create something, I might create something. So
I think you should, man. You got a lot of knowledge that a lot of people could use, man. I think you definitely should create a platform. Um, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, before I let y'all go, y'all know I gotta give y'all the joke of the night, joke of the day.
Sure.
Are y'all ready?
We're ready.
All right. Why did the rooster cross the road? Because the chicken was on vacation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I will be here every time. Just come back to the channel. Yeah. And I will see y'all in a minute. Oh, look, you got them checking for you too, Miss Nurse Roxy.
I noticed. Tell the person next time to come on up to the show and don't be afraid.
Oh, she choose. Yeah, he choosing. He said Roxy is cute. Y'all better stop. Y'all better stop.
Oh
But thanks
God.
for being here. Thanks for being here. I appreciate you.
All
And I will holler at you in a minute.
right, peace.
All right. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I'm gonna do my final thought. Um, it's something I just thought about. You know how on Jerry Springer when they used to do the final thought and everything like that, and Jerry would sit down and all that good stuff, and he would do the final thought. Well, that's what's gonna take place. The final thought. Are you all ready for the final thought? All right, ladies and gentlemen. All right. Hold on, I gotta find my music though. Hold on. I gotta find my music. Hold on. They be trying to give out copyright strikes when you ain't got no on certain songs. So and oh my god, I gotta go to my other account where they ain't got ads. But I think that's it anyway. All right. Can y'all hear the music? Welcome to CJ's Final Thought. If you're a trick and you like to spend absurd amounts of money on women, it's not the way to go. Because after every dollar, after every cent, she won't respect you. Ladies, if you are a female trick and you're allowing a man to sit there and leech off you and doesn't have anything to show for his name, and hell, maybe he's a manager at Walmart, I don't know. If he's just not that ambitious, then do what's necessary and walk out that door. Don't sit there and just endure unnecessary pain. No, you do what you have to do to make the right decisions for you. Fellas, you make the right decisions for yourself as well. Don't be a trick. Don't be a simp. And now with CJ's final thoughts. Always remember to use the Plan B pill.